Chapter 1. Life is strange sometimes. For P1.She, it had certainly taken an unexpected turn. At 23, he was a PhD student in computer engineering at Kyoto University. On a bright, sunny afternoon like this, he found himself at the mall, buying plushies for his 2 daughters. These two, Pikachu and Jigglypuff. I'll take 2 of each. His daughters were huge Pokemon fans, and thanks to his recent research project at school, he'd earned a decent bonus. The store clerk couldn't help but stare at him. P1.She stood tall at 6 feet 2 inches, with a face so stunning it bordered on ethereal. Compared to him, celebrities seemed plain. The black-rimmed glasses only added a scholarly charm to his looks. Maybe I should get something for their moms, too. With a large shopping bag in hand, P1.She wandered into a luxury jewelry store and bought 2 identical necklaces. The moment he walked out, regret settled in. 100 grand, and now I'm down to maybe 20 or 30,000. And these necklaces? Probably not even worth a single accessory on either of them. He let out a wry chuckle. Even if I don't care, as a father, I can't just earn money and not give something back. He sighed heavily. He already owed them so much. And yet, not only did they not hold it against him, they even let him stay by the children's side. 4 years ago, when he was 19, P1.She fell into a trap. But the irony? Both mothers of his children were drunk that night. Yes, both. You heard that right. He had been drugged, lost all rationality, and ended up sleeping with 2 girls, sisters, no less. And not just any sisters. They were heiresses of the Luo family, one of Kyoto's most powerful conglomerates, P1.She and her younger sister, P1.Myuki. The next morning, as he awoke to chaos and the 2 breathtakingly beautiful, naked women sleeping beside him, P1.She was in utter shock. He hadn't known P1.She at the time, but P1.Myuki he recognized. An art major at Kyoto University, a freshman already hailed as the campus goddess. People used to joke that if Kyoto had princesses, it would be the Luo sisters, and he and P1.She had somehow ended up entangled with both of them. But what shocked him even more was that the Luo sisters didn't retaliate, didn't expose him, didn't make a scene. Whenever he saw P1.Myuki on campus, she would greet him with a smile and even invite him to lunch. Several times, P1.She approached her to apologize, saying he would accept any punishment. But all she said was, "Just remember what you said. Don't worry, we don't blame you." Then she disappeared. A year later, Luo family representatives summoned P1.She to a facility for a sample collection. He had no idea what was going on. A week later, he met the Luo sisters again, along with the infants in their arms. Multiple paternity tests from top domestic and international labs confirmed it. He was 99% the father of both children. Don't get the wrong idea, P1.She had said. You know, we were both virgins, and we've only been with you. We did all this just so you'd believe. The kids are yours. P1.She's mind went blank. From that day on, his life changed. By day, he went to school. By night, he returned to the Luo sisters' estate and took care of the kids. Now 3 years old, the girls were adorable, bright, and deeply attached to him. P1.She had done everything he could to be a responsible father, but that was the extent of it. He was filled with guilt toward the sisters. Even though he'd been set up, he'd still hurt them. They could have aborted the pregnancies, but they chose not to. They didn't hold him accountable, and they treated him well, too well. Back at the estate, P1.She carried the bags of gifts he'd bought for the kids and their mothers. Uncle Zheng, the butler, sighed when he saw him. "Mister, Mo, didn't the young ladies buy you a car?" "Oh, I'm not great at driving," P1.She replied with a smile. "Besides, it's not appropriate." Truthfully, his driving skills were fine. He just didn't want to take too much from them. They had gifted him a limited edition Maybach, and even a Bugatti Chiron worth tens of millions. Though they told him everything was registered under his name and encouraged him to drive them, P1.She didn't dare touch either. Uncle Zheng took the bags and looked at P1.She with complicated emotions. Having watched the sisters grow up, he bore no ill will toward P1.She. In fact, he liked the young man. P1.She was low-key and composed, had taken good care of the kids for 3 years, and the nannies often said he doted on them like a loving father. He was polite, never arrogant, and managed everything on his own, except for the children. Still, Uncle Zheng couldn't help but think the young man was a little too slow, and far too considerate for his own good. "Mr. Mo, the little ladies are napping, but the eldest young lady is home," Uncle Zheng said. "She mentioned she wanted to talk to you. Perhaps you should head to the study." "All right, got it." P1.She handed the plush toys to Uncle Zheng, hesitated a moment, then picked up the 2 necklaces. Even if they were thrown away, he still had to make the gesture. Heart pounding, he walked upstairs and knocked on the study door. When he heard that soft, commanding voice say, "Come in," he opened the door. Luo-She wasn't at her desk. She stood by the window, holding a document in her hand. Her waist-length wavy hair cascaded freely down her back. She wore a custom black evening dress that hugged her curvy figure, highlighting her height and elegance. Her cool, breathtaking beauty didn't seem human. Even with her expression neutral, those fox-like eyes could still steal your soul. "You're back," she said gently, her icy demeanor melting into a warm smile. She casually took off her gold-rimmed glasses and walked toward him. Her eyes landed on the bag in his hand. "What's this?" "Oh, She glanced at the Patek Philippe on her wrist and felt a little embarrassed. "I got my bonus, so I bought something for you and your sister." What he didn't notice was the flicker of madness in Luo-She's eyes the moment she heard he'd bought her a gift. Her lips curled subtly. "Can I see it?" she asked softly. Flustered, She handed over the bag. "They're the same. I just thought, after all this time, you've both done so much for me, and, well, it's not much, but it's the best I could do." She said nothing at first. She opened one of the boxes and revealed a delicate necklace, small diamonds arranged together, with a sapphire dolphin charm in the center. "I love it," she said with a smile. "This one goes for about 100,000, right? Your bonus." "It's fine. I've still got some left. Besides, for the kids." She sighed and forced a smile. "I'm just taking care of them, but you're the ones covering all the costs." Looking at him with his head lowered, Luo-She felt a possessive madness stir within her. She wanted to fuse him into her very bones, make him utterly hers. But not yet. She and her sister had spent years crafting the perfect trap. They couldn't let it go to waste. "It's the thought that counts, She." She smiled and took off her necklace, one worth millions, and replaced it with the one he'd just given her. "I really like it. I'll treasure it. Thank you." She blushed instantly. His guilt only deepened. The Luo sisters had always been kind and understanding. They'd never made things difficult for him, always treating him like family. Having grown up lacking that kind of love, She had slowly grown attached to them. But his self-loathing and guilt held him back from thinking anything more. What he didn't know was that he had long since become the prey in a well-laid trap. A lifetime prisoner to the obsessive, all-consuming love of the Luo sisters. "Sis, I'm back." Shurya's study door was pushed open. The only one who would barge in so brazenly was likely her younger sister, Mu-Chi. Shurya was 26, Mu-Chi 22. The sisters looked remarkably alike, both so beautiful they seemed otherworldly, even sharing the same captivating, almond-shaped eyes. But unlike the cool and stunning Shurya, Mu-Chi carried herself more like a proud princess. She wore light, blue skinny jeans and a fitted white shirt, her waterfall of long, dark hair cascading over her ample bosom, accentuating her fiery and alluring figure. "Oh, bro's here too?" Mu-Chi walked over with a smile. "Sis, did bro come for something specific?" "Yes, he bought us gifts," Shurya said, smiling as she handed Mu-Chi the remaining unopened present. She then pointed to the dolphin necklace she was wearing. "It's this. Yours is the same as mine." "Is it?" Mu-Chi's eyes lit up when she saw the necklace on Shurya's neck. She eagerly unwrapped her own and put it on, then gave She a charming smile. "Bro, I love it." She scratched his head, a little embarrassed. "That's all my bonus could cover. When I earn more, I'll try to get you something better." The two sisters exchanged a knowing smile. To them, anything from She, even a trinket bought from a street stall, would be treasured. "Oh, right, sis. Didn't you get a gift for bro?" Mu-Chi asked, looking at Shurya. "Bro, you can't refuse this time, okay?" Shurya gestured towards her desk. Mu-Chi went over and picked up a black box. Inside was a wristwatch. "It's beautiful. 12 golden nights, cast in rose gold, marked the hours on the watch face." She didn't know much about luxury goods, but one look at this watch told him it was incredibly expensive. "Your birthday is coming up," Shurya said with a gentle smile. "You never use the things I give you. This time, I hope you won't turn it down." She was about to refuse, but Mu-Chi had already taken his right hand and fastened the watch on his wrist. Instantly, Shurya's gaze turned chillingly dark, and an icy aura began to emanate from her. She couldn't help but shiver. It was only October. Why had it suddenly gotten so cold? "Just accept it, bro," Mu-Chi said, smiling at She as if oblivious to the terrifying pressure emanating from her sister. "Don't worry, it's not expensive." "Not expensive? Really?" She looked at the uniquely designed watch on his wrist. It looked anything but cheap. If he knew he was wearing a globally limited edition Roger Dubuis Knights of the Round Table, worth 4 million. He wouldn't dare even touch it, let alone wear it. Oh, by the way, Weyer and Schwer are awake. Bro, you should go see them, P1.She said, winking at him. Sis and I have some things to discuss. Oh, okay, I'll go right now. Hearing his daughters were awake, P1.She couldn't suppress a smile and quickly turned to leave the study. P1.She closed the door and turned to her sister, who was still emanating a dark, chilling aura. She chuckled. Sis, was that really necessary? We agreed we'd share him. Why are you so upset? Yeah, well, if I were the one who touched him today, I doubt you'd be any better, Shurya retorted, the terrifying aura around her slowly dissipating. What did you want to talk to me about? P1.She shrugged, took out her phone, found a saved screenshot, and handed it to her sister. Su Yanran is getting engaged to Mo Jinping. Shurya glanced at the screenshot, a slight, mocking smile playing on her lips. So, she finally got what she wanted. The problem is sis. P1.She's eyes slowly turned shade of crimson. As soon as she returned to the country, she went to the apartment where Bro used to live, and she rented it. Oh, is that so? Shurya seemed unfazed, trying to rekindle an old flame. Sis, why don't I get someone to teach her a lesson? Unlike the sweet and innocent act she put on for P1.She, P1.She now wore a morbid grin, her eyes filled with murderous intent. Shurya looked at her younger sister and chuckled softly. There's no need. It's been 3 years. We're just a few steps away from having little Xian completely by our side. Don't worry, even if he hadn't already given up on her, now, as long as our daughters are here, no one can take him away from us. After leaving the study, P1.She hurried to the little one's room. The moment he pushed open the door, he was ambushed by 2 adorable little bundles of joy, one on each side. Daddy, Daddy, Weyer and Schwer, P1.She's daughters. In fact, Shurya and P1.She had suggested the children take P1.She's surname, but he had refused. He didn't personally care, but such a thing couldn't be hidden forever. If the children bore his surname, there was no guarantee the Mo family wouldn't get ideas. Besides, P1.She always believed that these 2 flowers on a high peak, these unattainable beauties, would eventually marry someone else. Neither Shurya nor P1.She were women he felt he deserved or could even dream of. There were countless prominent families in the capital. The line of suitors for the sisters could probably circle the globe. Never mind that he had cut ties with his own family. Even if the Mo family was considered wealthy by outsiders, they were nothing compared to the Luos. He cherished every day he could spend with his children. If it ever came to that point, he just hoped the Luo family would allow him to see his daughters in secret. Darlings, come, Daddy will hold you. P1.She picked up the 2 little ones. Coincidentally, both sisters had gotten pregnant with his children at the same time and even gave birth on the same day, though Shurya had delivered an hour before P1.She. So, Weyer was the older sister and Schwer the younger. The 2 girls hugged their father's neck and happily kissed his cheeks. However, the temperature suddenly dropped again, and P1.She felt it was even colder than before. It's only October. Come on, sweethearts, Daddy brought you presents. P1.She sensed something was off and quickly carried the 2 children downstairs. He didn't notice the Luo sisters' dark expressions at the study doorway. I regret it, sis, P1.She said, her voice icy, even though I love Weyer and Schwer very much. Why do they get to openly kiss Bro like that? Who asked them to be his daughters? Shurya replied, a barely perceptible smile on her lips, but her hand gripping the doorframe slowly tightened. Just wait a little longer. Don't worry, little Xian. He'll fall into our traps sooner or later. When the 2 little ones saw the stuffed toys their father had bought them, 2 for each, they happily sat down on the carpet and started playing. The good news, these 2 kids were very well behaved, didn't fight over things, and got along harmoniously. The bad news, in these kids' eyes, there are only 3 types of people in the world. Daddy, the 2 of them, and others. Mothers were ranked much higher than others, but still, others. P1.She sat on the floor, with the 2 little ones leaning against him, one on each side, playing joyfully. Nearby, Uncle Zhang's mouth twitched a few times. These kids really had double standards. Anything P1.She bought was a treasure. Any toys or dolls bought by others, no matter how expensive, they wouldn't even glance at. I wonder who they take after. Uncle Zhang glanced, intentionally or not, towards the stairs. It's strange. The master and madam are quite normal, and there's nothing unusual about the eldest master's side either. Looking at the still oblivious P1.She, Uncle Zhang couldn't help but pray silently. Mr. Mo, you absolutely must live a long and healthy life. Otherwise, you won't be the only one to suffer. Xian's daily life revolved around coaxing the kids to eat, coaxing them to wash up, and coaxing them to sleep. He was a natural at this routine, practically an expert. Xie was already the vice president of Luo Corporation, and Luo Miyuki had also started working there. So at mealtimes, Xian naturally sat with a high chair on either side. Fortunately, both girls were very smart and could eat by themselves with spoons and forks. Weier, eat your vegetables. Schwer, you too? Or Daddy won't play with you later. The daughters always listened to Xian. It was inevitable for children to be picky eaters, but strangely, whenever Xian was around, the two kids would obediently listen. Such a double standard. Luo Miyuki grumbled, lightly pinching her daughter's cheek. Why won't you eat your vegetables when Mommy tells you to? Luo Miyuki hadn't used much force, but Luo Schwer looked aggrievedly at Xian, pointed at her mother, and said, Mommy hit me. Luo Miyuki laughed in exasperation. So you've learned to tattle to your dad now? No, Mommy didn't hit you. Xian gently ruffled his daughter's hair. When Daddy isn't home, you have to listen to Mommy and Annie too, remember? That goes for you too, Where? Uncle Zheng, Annie, and the maids watched Xian with fond, almost maternal smiles. But Luo Xie and Luo Miyuki looked at Xian with a glint in their eyes that was somewhat unsettling. Xian, don't just focus on the babies. Luo Xie picked up an abalone and placed it in his bowl. You've been working so hard on your project lately. Uncle Zheng, have someone send some nourishing supplements to Xian's bedroom later. No, please don't. I haven't even finished the ones from last time. Xian quickly waved his hands. Elder sister Luo, I'm fine, don't worry about me. He usually called Luo Xie elder sister Luo and Luo Miyuki Jr. Your program, I've already submitted it to Luo Corporation, Luo Xie said with a smile. Luo Corporation has bought it. The price. I'll give you 10 million in total, and there will be royalties later on. That much. Xian was stunned for a moment. Elder sister Luo, I estimated it would be worth a few million at most. You really don't have enough confidence in yourself, do you? Luo Xie had indeed used her position as vice president of Luo Corporation to greenlight things for Xian, but the copyright fee and profit-sharing percentage were determined after deliberations by Luo Corporation's venture capital department, who then reported to Luo Xie. Your program is worth this much. This is the result of a comprehensive assessment by Luo Corporation's venture capital and technical departments. There's no need to undervalue yourself, Luo Xie said with extreme confidence. You just focus on your doctoral studies. After the program is released, I'll have the finance department transfer the money to you. Thank you, elder sister Luo. Xian let out a long sigh of relief. All this hard work finally paid off. Brother is so capable, this was bound to happen sooner or later, wasn't it? Luo Miyuki blinked. All right, brother, eat up. Veya, suya, you too. Don't keep clinging to Daddy. Let Daddy eat more so he can play with you properly, okay? A warmth spread through Xian's heart. In the past, no matter what he achieved, no one had ever acknowledged it. Since he started living with his sisters and taking care of the children, these heaven's favored daughters had constantly encouraged and affirmed him, giving him a warmth he had never experienced before. I know deep down I'm not good enough for them, but I still wish these days could last a little longer. As Xian thought this, he suddenly felt a little dazed. The thought that they would eventually marry someone else brought a sharp pang to his heart. One shouldn't be greedy. He didn't dare to even dream of being with either Luo Xie or Luo Miyuki, yet subconsciously, Xian couldn't bear the thought of leaving them. The only person who had given him warmth in the past was his grandmother, who was now in a nursing home. Now it was the sisters and his own daughters. Xian's love for his daughters was a father's love, a sense of responsibility. But the tenderness the sisters showed him had slowly fostered a kind of dependence. Originally, he thought that person would be Su Yanran, but alas, it wasn't. People starved of love often craved affection intensely. And ironically, the ones giving him this affection were people he had unintentionally hurt, and they were the lofty heiresses of the Luo Corporation. Inferiority and longing. These conflicting emotions plunged Xian into a state of complete confusion. But he didn't know that this confusion was exactly what the two sisters wanted. The more confused he was, the more easily he would become dependent on them, and eventually, he wouldn't be able to leave them. After dinner, Xian took the two children to play. It was rare that Luo Xie and Luo Miyuki had nothing to do, so they joined him and played with the daughters for a while. When it was time, they even helped the girls wash up. By the way, Xian, there's something I think I should tell you, Luo Xie said, looking at Xian, who was blow-drying Luo Weier's hair. Su Yanran and your older brother are getting engaged. So soon. Imo-Shien was quite surprised. I thought it would take longer. Hearing now that Su Yanran was getting engaged to Imo Jinping, the person he detested most, Imo-Shien felt nothing at all. A heart doesn't die in a day. Imo-Shien now felt no love for Su Yanran, nor any hatred, because she wasn't worth it. Seeing Imo-Shien's indifference, Luo-Xia couldn't help but chuckle. I thought you'd be upset. How could I be? I have no relationship with her anymore. Imo-Shien shook his head. Oh, by the way, elder sister Luo, I'll probably be back late tomorrow. I need to visit the nursing home. Okay, you could drive there. Luo-Xia leaned a little closer to Imo-Shien, seemingly intentionally, yet also casually. The car was bought for you. You're Weier and Schwenner's father. After all, don't feel so burdened by it. If you don't drive, then either I or Miyuki will take you. No, I'll drive. Having him take him would be far too conspicuous. After putting the two children to sleep, Imo-Shien returned to his room, washed up, and came out in his pajamas. A pleasant floral fragrance filled the air. Imo-Shien knew it was the calming incense diffuser in his room, a gift from Luo-Xia and Luo-Miyuki. Previously, he sometimes had trouble sleeping due to working on his program, but after using this incense, his sleep quality had improved significantly. But the incense was almost too effective. Imo-Shien would fall asleep within minutes every time, and there was a side effect. He would dream. He called them dreams, yet they felt real. Every time, he would dream that someone was embracing him. Sometimes, more than one person. He had secretly taken it to school and asked a chemistry teacher to analyze it. There were no problems. He had also asked a medical professor to look at the formula, and the professor also said the incense was excellent, clearly expensive judging by the ingredients, and likely carefully formulated with no side effects. As for your dreams, a young man full of vigor like you, having such dreams, it's quite normal. The professor had explained teasingly, making Imo-Shien a bit embarrassed, so he hadn't thought much more about it. Thinking back, he felt he'd been rather unfair. They had kindly given him the incense, and he had suspected something was wrong with it. Still, being too effective isn't necessarily a good thing. Imo-Shien couldn't help but yawn. Why do I feel even sleepier than usual? Imo-Shien lay down on his bed and fell asleep in no time. A few minutes later, the door slowly opened, and Luo-Xia and Luo-Miyuki, dressed in black silk slip dresses, walked in. Sis, did we use a bit too much? Luo-Miyuki asked as she extinguished the incense and sat on the edge of the bed. Today was the first time using it with a new drug. Brother won't have any side effects, will he? It's fine. I had this batch of the drug tested 5 times. There are no issues. Luo-Xia lay down on her side, on Imo-Shien's left, gently caressing his face. At this moment, she could no longer suppress the frenzied love in her heart, her gaze burning. Little Shien, Luo-Xia whispered softly into Imo-Shien's ear, like a succubus tempting a lamb. Remember, Miyuki and I are the ones who love you the most, and you love us the most. So, tell me you won't leave us, right? Astonishingly, the sleeping Imo-Shien mumbled as if talking in his sleep. No, won't leave. Elder sister Luo. And Junior. That's right, you won't leave. Luo-Xia's body seemed to tremble, not from nervousness, but from extreme excitement, as if her prey had finally fallen into the trap. Say it, you love Xia the most, you love Miyuki the most. I love Xia the most, love Miyuki the most. Say, you are ours. Forever. I am yours. Forever. Luo-Xia smiled with satisfaction, while Luo-Miyuki, as if unable to restrain herself, looked at him with a morbid fascination and a dangerous smile on her face. Brother, Luo-Miyuki murmured, wanting to kiss Imo-Shien. Seeing the unrestrained look in her eyes, Luo-Xia quickly grabbed her hand. The hypnosis has just begun. We've waited so many years. A few more days won't make a difference. Luo-Miyuki was about to retort, but sensing her sister's gaze, even more frenzied than her own, she could only give up resignedly. Coercion? What they wanted was a Imo-Shien who belonged entirely to them. The sisters. Imo-Shien woke up and stretched. Gotta say, this aromatherapy really worked wonders. And he hadn't even dreamed last night, slept like a log. He couldn't even remember what he'd said yesterday under Luo-Xia's psychological suggestion. Getting up, he tidied himself and changed his clothes. Imo-Shien naturally put the round table knight watch the sisters had given him on his wrist. The Imo-Shien of the past would have carefully put it away, but today he didn't feel that way. He just casually slipped the watch on, threw on a jacket, and left the room. Daddy! The two little dumplings were already up. Because their mommy had told them Daddy was sleeping, the two little ones had been good and hadn't disturbed P1.She. Mr. Mo, you're up, Uncle Zheng said with a smile when he saw P1.She. The eldest miss has gone to the company. The second miss is waiting to have breakfast with you. Shia left so early again? Yes, the eldest miss. Uncle Zheng couldn't help but be startled. Shia? Why was P1.She suddenly addressing the eldest miss so intimately? But P1.She was just like his usual self, holding the two little dumplings and smiling as he coaxed them. The eldest miss had something come up at the company, so she left a bit early. Uncle Zheng didn't suspect anything. P1.She was, after all, the biological father of the two little misses. Besides, he had been involved in some matters back then, and he even wondered if P1.She had finally wised up. Gidge, come and eat, okay? Luo Miyuki was wearing a pure white long dress today, with the necklace P1.She had given her around her neck. I have to go to the company later, too. There's an event I need to attend. If it finishes early, how about I go to the nursing home with you to see Grandma? Maybe not, P1.She said, a little awkwardly. The last time you two went, the whole nursing home found out. I have to go to the school this afternoon. I'll be back early tonight. After thinking for a moment, he asked again, Miyuki, didn't you want those little cakes from that one shop? How about I bring some back for you tonight? Uncle Zheng. Had Mr. Mo experienced some kind of major breakthrough? How could he seem so different after just one night's sleep? In the past, when he saw their two young misses, he sometimes couldn't even speak fluently. Today, not only had his way of addressing them changed, but his way of speaking had also changed, and it was a bit doting? Okay. Luo Miyuki didn't look surprised at all. Instead, she smiled happily. I want the chocolate flavor, Gidge. It really worked. Big Sis is such a genius. Weyer and Schwer are like fruit-flavored ones, right? Daddy will bring some for you too, okay? P1.She kissed each of his two daughters. Come on, let's eat first. Uncle Zheng watched from the side, feeling that something wasn't quite right. P1.She seemed no different from usual, yet somehow, he also seemed a bit different. Oh well, in a way, this is a good thing. Uncle Zheng didn't know what had happened, but their two young misses had gone to such great lengths and paid such a price just to keep P1.She. As long as the young misses could get what they wished for, he had nothing to worry about. After breakfast, P1.She coaxed his two daughters to wait for him at home. He went to the garage and found his limited edition Maybach. He had no choice. The Bugatti Chiron was too flashy. Seeing P1.She drive out in the Maybach shocked Uncle Zheng once again, and even the security guard at the gate was stunned. Well, that was a first. Had Mr. Mo finally decided to live the life of kept man? Second miss, Mr. Mo has driven out. Uncle Zheng saw Luo Miyuki, who was about to leave, and quickly reported to her. What's gotten into Mr. Mo? He's wearing the watch you and the eldest miss bought him, and today he even drove the car you bought him to visit his grandmother at the nursing home. Isn't that great? Luo Miyuki seemed completely unfazed. Oh, right, remember to make arrangements to have the other car we bought for Gidge delivered back as soon as possible. Mr. Mo, so you finally caved? Uncle Zheng sighed. To have held out for so long, P1.She had already done well. But he still felt it was odd. He really couldn't figure out how P1.She had become somewhat different from his past self after just one night. Glancing uncertainly at the second miss, who was already preparing to get into her Bentley, Uncle Zheng didn't probe further. No matter how experienced he was still just a servant. The Luo family didn't care about P1.She's existence, so as long as the two young misses were happy, it naturally wasn't his place to be concerned. In the car, P1.She couldn't help but sigh. The life of the rich was indeed so dull and boring. It wasn't that he hadn't ridden in a Maybach before, but compared to this one, the difference with the Mo families was immediately obvious. Arriving at the nursing home and parking the car, P1.She carried the fruits and nutritional supplements he had bought for his grandmother on the way. The people at the nursing home were quite familiar with him. Previously, when Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki had come, they had directly given everyone at the nursing home, from top to bottom, a red envelope with 2,000 yuan. Not even the cleaning lady or the security uncle were missed. They even ordered lunch from a star-rated hotel and treated everyone in the nursing home. Everyone in the nursing home, whether staff or patients, greeted P1.She with warm smiles. Mr. Mo, you're here. A nursing aide Annie saw P1.She and hurried over. You should go quickly and see. A woman came today with a young man to see the old madam. They didn't argue, but the old madam doesn't look too well. A woman, a young man. Hearing the aide's words, P1.She couldn't help but sneer. He knew who it was without even having to guess. As he walked to his grandmother's room, He heard a voice that utterly disgusted him, speaking nauseating words. Mom, why must you be like this? Those shares are useless in your hands. Father-in-law and Changshan are also doing this for your sake, to give Xiao Xian an opportunity. We're family. Why make things so tense? How about this, Mom? 5%. Xiao Xian and Jinping each get 5%. You know Xiao Xian doesn't work at the company, so it's not appropriate to give him too many shares. Qin and I coaxed patiently, while the grandmother on the hospital bed looked out the window, her face haggard, without saying a word. Auntie Zhang, who was taking care of the grandmother, glared daggers at Qin and I. If the grandmother hadn't waved her hand at her, she would have slapped Qin and I across the face. Auntie Zhang's mother and the grandmother had been close friends for decades. Auntie Zhang's mother's husband was Master Zhang of Guowu, and Mo Xian was his only closed-door disciple. For so many years, the grandmother and Mo Xian had relied on the Zhang family's help. Mo Xian's grandfather and grandmother had never gotten along well. Although they hadn't divorced, they had already been separated before they started raising Mo Xian. It was just that the grandmother held 10% of the Mo Corporation shares. After Mo Xian turned 15, the Mo family would come every year to ask for them. But the grandmother had long told them that these shares were for Mo Xian, and no one else was allowed to covet them. Back when the grandmother fell ill and moved into the nursing home, Mo Xian returned home. Up until now, Mo Xian had cut off ties with his family. Basically, his parents would come about once every 3 or 4 months, never caring about the grandmother's health, only ever talking about the shares. Mom, why bother? Qin and I sighed. For our family to end up like this, it all comes down to the fact that it was a mistake for you to raise Xiao Xian back then. Look at that child. Not to mention Jinping, even my godson, who lost both his parents, is more obedient and sensible than him. I understand you dote on him because you raised him, but you don't hold a position in the company. Father-in-law gave you those shares back then, and now you and he barely see each other once a year. Making such a fuss is truly meaningless. As long as you hand over the shares, I promise, father-in-law and Changshan won't pursue matters concerning you and Xiao Xian. Oh, I should really thank you all then, the grandmother said with a cold smile. I raised a child wrong. This is the first time I've heard of a biological mother dumping her 2-year-old son on her mother-in-law, not caring for him herself, and then blaming the mother-in-law when problems arise. Qin and I, you're so enthusiastic about raising other people's sons, yet you completely ignore your own. I'm trying to secure a future for my grandson, and that's a mistake. Qin and I was confronted head-on by Grandma, her face flushing red then pale, but she had no room to retort. Grandma, it's not right of you to say that, Jiang Sifeng said with a smirk that didn't reach his eyes, his voice as soft and lacking in vigor as his appearance. Godmother had to raise 4 older siblings on her own back then. Sending her younger brother away was something she couldn't avoid. Is this any place for you to speak? Grandma cut him off bluntly. Qin and I, is this the good child you've raised? An outsider, a junior, interrupting when elders are speaking. Mom, please don't make things difficult for him. Huh, so I can't even say a word now? Back then, how casually you all insulted my grandson. Who exactly is your son? Or were you just born to be a spineless sycophant? Grandma showed Qin and I no mercy at all. I'll say it again. The shares belong to my grandson, Mo Xian. As the old saying goes, honor your parents in the main hall, delight them at their knees. Who in your entire family, besides little Xian, has done that? Mo Jinping? Or your 3 daughters? Huh, what standing do I, an old woman, have? I can't presume to recognize your Mo family's young master and young ladies as my grandchildren, nor am I worthy of them gracing me with their filial piety. Instead of wasting your breath here with me, you should go back and persuade your husband and father-in-law. Heaven watches all that people do. To give birth to a child but not raise him, and even mistreat little Xian. Aren't you afraid of being struck by lightning? Qin and I trembled all over, shot Grandma a fierce glare, and said with a cold sneer, Mom, are you determined to tear all pretenses apart? Besides that rebellious son Mo Xian and these 10% shares, what else do you have? Your husband and son disown you. Your 3 granddaughters and 1 grandson ignore you. I know what you're like. I'd work myself to death before I let you turn my son into that. Like what? Mo Xian walked in, his face devoid of expression. When Jiang Sifeng saw Mo Xian, he instinctively took 2 steps back to hide behind Qin and I. But Mo Xian didn't even glance at him, walking straight to Grandma's side and soothing her in a gentle tone. Grandma, let me take them outside. Mo Xian, do you have any manners? Elders are speaking. Qin and I deliberately used Grandma's earlier words to provoke the grandparent and grandson. And I'm your mother. Didn't you see me sitting here? CEO Qin, if you have something to say, let's take it outside. P1.She didn't turn around, instead helping Grandma lie down and tucking her in. If you continue to cause trouble here, you know what I'm capable of. I don't hit you, not because you're my biological mother, but because I generally don't hit women. However, I can't guarantee the same for that damn sissy behind you. Qin and I stood up in anger, but she didn't dare say another word. She knew very well what P1.She was capable of. He was the closed-door disciple of national martial arts Master Zhang. When he cut ties with the family, things had gotten extremely ugly. P1.She had sent 8 bodyguards, and P1.She had put them all in the hospital. P1.Jinping even lost 2 front teeth to P1.She's punch. Grandma, I'll go get rid of them and come back to talk with you. P1.She placed the fruit and nutritional supplements on the bedside table, then turned to Annie Zhang. Annie Zhang, there are fresh cherries here. Please wash some for Grandma and yourself to eat later. Go on, little Xian. Annie Zhang shot Qin and I a fierce glare. If anything happens, just say the word. Annie has some training too. If you don't hit women, I will. P1.She smiled and waved his hand dismissively. When he turned to look at his mother, his expression immediately became cold as he pointed to the door. Outside. Now, Qin and I and Jiang Xifeng didn't dare truly provoke P1.She, so they could only grit their teeth and go out. The 3 of them went downstairs and into the nursing home courtyard. P1.She said, somewhat impatiently, CEO Qin, the last time you came, my grandmother already told you. If you want the shares, fine, buy them at market value. You want shares in a publicly listed company without paying a cent? Are you kidding me? P1.She, you and your grandmother. Qin and I sighed. Why bother? Why must family draw such clear lines? It's not that we don't want to give you your grandmother's shares. How about this? I'll give you an additional 3% of Qin Corporation jewelry shares. That's enough money for you to live on for a lifetime. Hold it, CEO Qin. I've already cut ties with your family. P1.She pointed to Jiang Xifeng at the side, a hint of sarcasm in his voice. Your godson has 10% of Qin Corp shares, and I only get 3%? That's not how you do business, is it? I've looked after Xifeng since he was a child. He's been filial to me since he was young, and despite his poor health, he works diligently as my assistant at the company, without complaint. And you? Qin and I sneered. You're not my son. I wouldn't give you a penny, let alone shares in my company. Oh, so it's my fault then? P1.She felt that his biological mother and father were truly a match made in heaven, equally shameless. You and Chairman P1.She decided together to send me away back then, and now you're calling me unfilial? Have you no shame at all, great CEO Qin? Brother, how can you say that? Jiang Xifeng immediately stepped in front of Qin and I. This isn't Mom's fault. If you must blame someone, blame me. Get lost. P1.She couldn't even be bothered to waste words on him. He clenched his fists, and Jiang Xifeng was so frightened he ducked behind Qin and I again. A flicker of barely perceptible disgust crossed Qin's eyes. Not for P1.She, but for Jiang Xifeng. Don't come here anymore. My grandmother doesn't have much time left. As P1.She spoke, a deeper hatred filled his eyes as he looked at Qin and I. CEO Qin, your husband, your father-in-law, and your children, including that damn sissy. I wish you all a gruesome death, that you die without your bodies intact and not die peacefully. Hearing P1.She's hate-filled curse, Qin's heart clenched, but she still refused to back down, shouting, P1.She, you rebellious whelp. You're just like your grandmother. Read a few books, and now you think you're so high and mighty, arrogant, because of your supposed talents. You're just not as good as Jinping, not as good as Xifeng. Of course. After all, you raised your godson since he was little. Look how useful he is, all drain dry. P1.She said with a mocking smirk, looking at the 2 of them. CEO Qin, you're quite something, playing such elaborate games. What? What the hell are you saying? P1.She's words made CEO Qin explode with profanity. What the hell are you babbling about? Is this the kind of character a student from Capital University has? Oh, please. Is it my fault for saying it? P1.She couldn't be bothered to look at her. It's because of people like you these days that godfather and godmother have become derogatory terms. What? P1.She paused deliberately, then said with a half-smile, could it be that he's your actual son? Otherwise, how do you explain why you take him everywhere you go? Qin's face turned pale, and Jiang Xifeng's eyes began to dart around evasively. P1.She sneered. So it's true. Luo Xia and Luo Muyuki's people weren't wrong. Go back and tell Chairman P1.She If he wants the shares, bring the money. P1.She didn't want to look at her anymore. She disgusted him. And stop trying to cozy up to me and my grandmother. If I acknowledge you, you're my mother, grandma's daughter-in-law. If I don't, you're less than nothing to me. P1.She turned to leave, but an enraged and humiliated Chin and I rushed forward, raising her hand to slap him. P1.She caught her wrist instantly. Still trying to hit me? I was a fool back then to ever consider you my mother. Ms. Chin, don't force me to actually hit a woman. P1.She flung Chin's hand away. Just as Chin and I was about to say something more, she saw the watch on P1.She's right wrist and froze. There were many fakes of the Knights of the Round Table watch, but Chin and I, being in the jewelry business, a jewelry designer herself, and having attended Roger W.'s new product launches, recognized P1.She's watch as genuine at a single glance. Your watch. P1.She glanced at his watch, not understanding what she meant, and impatiently snapped, "None of your damn business," before turning and walking back into the nursing home. Godmother, are you okay? Jiang Sifeng only dared to approach after P1.She had left. Shouldn't we head back first? With my brother here, I'm afraid we won't be able to negotiate anything. Chin and I didn't answer, instead staring blankly at P1.She's retreating figure. When P1.She had raised his hand to look at his watch earlier, she had become even more certain it was genuine, a limited edition worth over 4 million. P1.She couldn't possibly afford it. Grandma had shares, yes, but her own father-in-law had ordered a large portion of the year-end dividends to be withheld, leaving Grandma with only 200,000 or 300,000. Even without the deductions, knowing her mother-in-law, she wouldn't even buy P1.She luxury goods worth a few $100,000, let alone a top-tier limited edition luxury item like this. Come back to the nursing home with me. There are some things I must ask. P1.She, who was working in her office, suddenly received a message on her phone. She glanced at it, her brow furrowing slightly. Immediately, P1.She pressed the intercom. The door soon opened, and a woman in her 30s walked in. She was tall and slender, like a sturdy poplar tree, dressed in a black women's suit, with neat short hair and a capable, spirited look. She and I has been asking about us at the nursing home, but she doesn't know it was Miyuki and me, P1.She said calmly. Looks like she's bothering old Mrs. M.O. again. Find something to keep her busy. Understood, young miss. We nodded. Should I have my sister go and warn her? No need. We're not dealing with their 3 families yet. They still have their uses. P1.She smiled, but her smile carried a hint of chilling intent. Grandma sighed. Young miss, we did everything we could back then. We sighed. If you and the second miss hadn't poured money into hiring experts, I'm afraid old Mrs. M.O. would have passed away then. She Xiaoxian's only living relative. P1.She's expression turned somewhat desolate. I just want him to be happy. Anyway, go handle it. We find a way to get the news to the M.O. family. I don't care about their possessions. I can give Xiaoxian more, but they have to pay for the shares. Figure out a way to force them to buy Grandma's shares at full market price. At the nursing home, Chin and I felt like the world was spinning. She had treated everyone in the entire facility to a luxurious takeout meal from a 5-star hotel and given each person a red envelope containing 2,000 yuan. Then, thinking about the round table nights in P1.She's possession, worth over 4 million, Chin and I couldn't help but grit her teeth. Was P1.She being kept by some rich woman? She hadn't managed to find out who it was. P1.She and Miyuki's assistant had handled matters on that day. Moreover, that day, Grandma had been taken out by P1.She for a reunion with the Luo sisters and a young lady accompanying them. Only the director and a few senior executives at the nursing home knew, and they certainly wouldn't tell Chin and I. That rebellious son. No wonder he hasn't contacted home in so long. Chin and I seethed, gritting her teeth. Yet, when she thought about P1.She's handsome features, no one in the M.O. or Chin families could compare. Mom, Jiang Sifeng called out softly, but Chin and I shot him a glare and said in a low voice, "Have you forgotten what I told you?" Jiang Sifeng quickly corrected himself. Godmother, why don't you go back and tell your husband? If P1.She is really being kept, it's our family that will lose face if word gets out. Chin and I didn't answer. Instead, she pulled him towards the exit. Stopping at the main entrance of the nursing home, Chin and I whispered, I need to find out who this rebellious son is with. Whether they're young or old, anyone who can spend so lavishly must be from a prominent family. She was afraid that P1.She had gotten involved with someone from one of the capital's upper-class families. With a guilty conscience, Chin and I knew, in fact, that her whole family had wronged her younger son, treating him and Mo Jinping differently. The most egregious instance was Su Yin-ran's engagement, which had been arranged by Grandma and old Mrs. Su. Everyone in their family knew Mo Jinping had deliberately pursued Su Yin-ran just to spite Mo Xian. But not only did they not intervene, Mo Changshan and Qin and I had even helped Mo Jinping. In their eyes, Mo Jinping was a more suitable match for Su Yin-ran. After all, the eldest son was to inherit the family business, and the Su and Mo families were of comparable status, with Su Yin-ran being the apple of the Su family's eye. The more cruelly she had acted back then, the more terrified Qin and I felt now. Someone so generous to Mo Xian must truly adore him. They couldn't afford to offend any of the capital's elite families, even if it wasn't one of them, but a family of similar standing. Just now, Mo Xian had seemed to be deliberately provoking her, claiming Jiang Xifeng was her biological son. But the look in Mo Xian's eyes had made Qin and I panic. Clearly, her younger son knew something. That rebellious son. Qin and I gritted her teeth again. If he really manages to hook up with a woman from some wealthy family, Xifeng's situation will likely be exposed. Mo Xian returned to the hospital room. Seeing him, Grandma asked with concern, "Xiao Xian, did that foolish mother of yours give you a hard time?" "It's fine, Grandma. She's not my mother anymore," Mo Xian said, taking an apple from a bag and starting to peel it with a fruit knife. "Don't worry so much. If they want those shares, let them have them." "You silly child, those are yours," Grandma said, exasperated. "The Mo family is pretty much finished in the hands of your father and Mo Jinping. While I still have some strength left, I need to cash out these shares for you. Whether things work out with the Luo family's daughter or not, this money will be enough for you to live on." Mo Xian wasn't pretending to be magnanimous. He knew the Mo family well. Anything Mo Jinping wasted was considered acceptable, but spending even a tiny amount on him pained them deeply. 10% of the shares, if bought at market price, would cost them around 600 million. As for promising to give him 5% later, plus 3% of Qin's jewelry, his godforsaken biological parents had given him plenty of such empty promises. Not a single one had ever materialized. "Grandma, I want to ask you something," Mo Xian said, placing the sliced apple on a plate. "If I take revenge on my parents, my grandfather, and the others, will you hate me?" Grandma didn't answer, nor did she take the apple Mo Xian offered. After a long moment, the old lady sighed, a trace of helplessness in her voice. "I know you hate them. Once I've closed my eyes for good, I won't care what you do to them." Mo Xian had anticipated she would say that. After all, this involved her husband of half a lifetime, a man she had once genuinely loved, and her son, whom she had raised. Now, her own grandson wanted to fight her husband, her son, and indeed the entire family. No matter how much she might resent them, Grandma still couldn't bear to witness such a conflict. "Actually, your father wasn't always like this. It was all that wretched woman." Grandma looked out the window, her eyes filled with regret. "It's my fault. If I'd found out earlier, your father wouldn't have become the man he is today." "Was it CEO Qin?" Mo Xian asked. Grandma shook her head. "No, it was his first love, a dancer named Li Yuzhen. Forget it. Let's not talk about her. Xiao Xian, you should head back. I want to sleep for a while." Mo Xian said no more, simply reminded Grandma to rest well. He then transferred 10,000 yuan to Annie Zhang. Although Annie Zhang repeatedly tried to decline, Mo Xian insisted on giving her the money. "Xiao Xian." Annie Zhang pulled Mo Xian out of the hospital room and then said in a hushed voice, "Old Mrs. Mo has been sleeping more and more lately, and her energy levels are declining. You need to prepare yourself." "I know, Annie Zhang." Mo Xian nodded. He was well aware that the past 2 years of his grandmother's life had been bought by Luo Xia and Luo Muki, who had spared no expense in hiring top medical experts, costing them 2 to 3 million in total. He rushed to the nursing home almost every other day. No matter how busy he was, he had to see his grandmother. For the past 2 years, aside from his recent bonus, all his own income had been spent on her. When Grandma was diagnosed with a brain tumor, she likely wouldn't have survived if not for those experts. However, the specialists had also said that even with the tumor removed, her advanced age and the delay in treatment had already caused neurological damage. Walking to the doorway of the room, Mo Xian looked at his peacefully sleeping grandmother, his eyes filled with a storm of resentment, sorrow, and fury. If the Mo family hadn't stood by and done nothing back then, Grandma wouldn't be in this condition today. Mo Xian was just leaving the sanatorium and heading to the parking lot when Qin and I and Jiang Xifeng blocked his path. Still something, Mo Xian didn't want to get entangled with them. "I've already made myself perfectly clear. Mo-Xian, you've got some nerve, huh? Qin and I sneered. No wonder you're acting so tough. A Kyoto University student actually being kept by some old woman? Have you no shame? Mo-Xian realized these two hadn't left yet, probably because they'd heard about what Luo Xia and the others had done at the sanatorium earlier. You think everyone's like you? Take a look at the one beside you. Look how frail he is, Mo-Xian said coldly. Go easy on him, or he'll end up on his deathbed one of these days. You. Stop your you and why don't you tell me? Why do you drag him around everywhere you go? You. Why should I explain anything to you? Exactly. So why should I tell you what's going on? Qin and I was nearly choked speechless by Mo-Xian's retort. Mo-Xian pushed her aside and walked straight to the parking lot. This rebellious son. Qin and I gasped, trying to catch her breath, while glaring at Jiang Sifeng. You just stood there and watched him provoke me? Godmother, Jiang Sifeng was in fact very timid. He happened to be there when Mo-Xian had caused trouble at the Mo family home back in the day. Given his own delicate constitution, he figured one kick from Mo-Xian could probably land him in the ICU. Forget it with your build. Qin and I sighed. This rebellious son, Before she could finish, Mo-Xian pulled up in front of her in a limited edition Maybach. The window slowly rolled down, and he said mockingly, Well, CEO Qin. Need a lift? Qin and I was utterly dumbfounded. A round-table night. Maybach worth over $4 million, a limited edition. Just how fond was the woman behind Mo-Xian of him? Meanwhile, Jiang Sifeng shot Mo-Xian a venomous look, then quickly lowered his head, as if afraid Mo-Xian would see him. Mo-Xian couldn't be bothered to look at them any longer, simply rolled up the window, stepped on the gas, and drove off. Qin and I was still in shock when her phone suddenly rang. As soon as she answered, a woman's anxious voice came through. Yo, Qin, where are you? There's trouble at the company. Our jewelry has been reported for being counterfeit. What? Qin and I, who had just regained her composure, was stunned once more. Although she wasn't a saint, she had always prided herself on integrity in business. If the counterfeiting allegations against the jewelry company were proven true, it would be a devastating blow. How is that possible? Every step of our process should be foolproof, right? Qin and I asked frantically as she walked, completely oblivious to Jiang Sifeng's guilty, evasive glances. Upon reaching Kyoto University and parking his car, Mo-Xian received a video call invitation. The caller ID showed Junior Luo, but usually when the sisters video called him, it was because the children were being fussy. Sure enough, as soon as the call connected, two chubby little faces squeezed into the phone's camera view, with Luo Muki smiling at him from behind them. Daddy. The moment Mo-Xian saw them, the unpleasantness from his encounter with Qin and I vanished into thin air. Sweethearts, Daddy has to work a bit more this afternoon, but I'll be back as soon as I can, okay? Mo-Xian said, looking dotingly at his two daughters. Muki, why are you at home? No, the babies are at the company. Luo Muki held up the phone and panned it around, showing him that she was indeed in her office. Sis booked a private kitchen for dinner tonight, so we're eating out. Mo-Xian, when you're done with work, remember to drive over and pick us up? Okay, I got it. After cooing at his daughters a bit more, Mo-Xian hung up and got out of the car. He hadn't taken more than a few steps when he heard a mocking voice. Yo, Pungu, your little brother's doing pretty well for himself. Hearing this voice, the warmth instantly drained from Mo-Xian's eyes. He turned to see Mo Jinping, followed by a stout man and Mo Jinping's female secretary. Mo Jinping looked nothing like Mo-Xian. Apart from a slight resemblance in the eyes and brows to Mo Changshan, he bore no trace of either Mo Changshan or Qin and I. The stout man beside him, wearing the smug look of a petty person who'd found success, was named Chang Jiahao, also a minor Fuerdai. Back in high school, he had been Mo-Xian's classmate. Bullied for his obesity at the time, Mo-Xian had protected him. Later, just like Su Yanran, he betrayed Mo-Xian. Family, friendship, love, all had abandoned him in his youth. Mo-Xian, now, felt there was nothing he couldn't accept. Some things were better experienced early in life. It was actually beneficial. Mo Jinping glanced at Mo-Xian's limited edition Maybach, a flicker of greed in his eyes. Then he sneered, Not bad, Mo-Xian. That pretty face of yours hasn't gone a waste, huh? Which rich old woman did you latch onto this time? Mo-Xian wasn't surprised. This was his biological brother's usual tactic. Accuse him and pass judgment with the first words out of his mouth. Not wanting to waste breath on them, Mo-Xian didn't even bother to spare them a glance. Just as he was about to leave, Mo Jinping blocked his way and held out a hand to his secretary. The secretary, quick on the uptake, handed over a gold-embossed invitation. Mo Jinping smirked playfully and said, "Yanran and I are getting engaged. Little brother, surely you wouldn't refuse to grace us with your presence?" "Actually, I really don't feel like giving you that face," Mo.She said, adjusting his black-rimmed glasses. "You know, Mo Jinping, you're quite amusing. The friends I discard, you treasure. The girlfriend I didn't want, you're marrying? Are you a Shein user or a professional scrap collector?" At his words, Mo Jinping's face turned livid, and Cheng Jiahao also looked embarrassed. "I know what you're worried about. You're just scared I'll go back and fight you for the Mo family's assets. All these years, all your scheming and scrambling, wasn't it all for this?" Mo.She said with a careless smile, arms crossed. "I've already cut ties. It's been over 3 years. Have I ever gone back? What? Now that you've gotten your wish, you still come sniffing around like a dog. Don't want your front teeth anymore." Hearing this, Mo Jinping instinctively took 2 steps back. He knew how terrifying Mo.She's fighting prowess was, but he just couldn't accept it. The reason, most likely, was Su Yanran. Only Mo.She didn't know, and even if he did, he wouldn't care. At least you know your place." Mo Jinping retracted the invitation, feigning composure. "Besides, I didn't come looking for you. Don't flatter yourself. You think being kept by some rich woman gives you the right to challenge me? I'm the Mo family's only biological son. You're just trash that was kicked out of the house." "Correction, I'm the one who didn't want you." Mo.She suddenly felt he was wasting his time. He glanced at his watch, an impatient expression on his face. "If there's nothing else, get out of my way. Don't waste my time." "Huh, a graduate student now, are you? Gotta say, you do have some brains." Mo Jinping glanced contemptuously at the round table night watch on Mo.She's wrist. "Your rich benefactor isn't all that, huh? Letting you wear a knockoff instead of getting you a real one." He didn't have Chimi's discerning eye, but it wasn't surprising he thought it was a fake. After all, this round table night model was a limited edition and had been completely sold out before its official release. The car could have been lent to him by its owner, but a watch like this? In Kyoto, besides the Luo family, few could afford to acquire one. Mo.She didn't know what Mo Jinping was thinking, nor could he be bothered to argue. If possible, he actually wished Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki had given him a knockoff. At least it would be cheaper, and he'd feel significantly less pressure. Seeing Mo.She ignore him, Mo Jinping couldn't be bothered to continue that topic either. Instead, he went on boasting, "Know why I'm here today? To discuss a collaboration with your university's R&D team. You just keep slogging away miserably. I might not have had your talent to get fast-tracked into Kyoto University, and my academic qualifications aren't as good as yours, but now I can negotiate a partnership with your university's top R&D team. And you? What about you?" Hearing this, Mo.She suddenly smiled. "Is that so? Mo Jinping, this deal of yours won't go through. I'm calling it." Mo.She, who do you think you are?" Cheng Jiahao strode over with a cold sneer. His once chubby face, which always wore a happy smile, was now etched with a mercenary and treacherous expression. Mo.She felt no pity. He'd chosen this path. If he was willing to become this kind of person, who were others to interfere? "You'd better hurry up and figure out how to suck up to your sugar mama." Cheng Jiahao glanced disdainfully at Mo.She's car. "And here I thought you were so high and mighty. Back when you were with Su Yanran, you refused to let her spend her family's money on you. Haven't you compromised now? No need to be jealous. After all, you're standing with a pig right now. Your sugar mama probably can't even tell which one of you is human." Mo.She shrugged. "I used to think you were a decent person. Now I see I gave you too much credit." Cheng Jiahao trembled with rage, but he knew he couldn't beat Mo.She in a fight. Mo.She smiled at Mo Jinping and started to walk away. After a couple of steps, he turned back and said, "Oh, right, Mo Jinping. Remember what I said earlier. Your collaboration isn't going to happen." Mo Jinping was unfazed. Mo.She had now given up on the Mo family. For him, his only rival was gone. In truth, even though he'd been doted on by his parents since childhood, he still felt a deep sense of insecurity around Mo.She. In terms of looks, he couldn't compare to Mo.She. In physical fitness, he was inferior, and in academics, he was utterly crushed. When Mo.She returned home at 15, Mo Jinping had just barely scraped into an ordinary first-tier university. With the Mo family's wealth, sending him abroad for a fancy degree wasn't out of the question, but he was too afraid of Mo.She. No matter how good going abroad might be, he couldn't leave the country, because even back then, Mo.She had already displayed talent far exceeding his own. So he was constantly scheming against his younger brother. Mo Xian had fought more than once on campus with students Mo Jinping had paid to pick fights. He knew these people couldn't really do anything to Mo Xian. It was purely to get Mo Xian expelled. But it was always the people he hired who got disciplined. Mo Xian never even got a demerit, let alone had to write a self-criticism. So, when he saw that the person he was there to discuss a collaboration with was Mo Xian, wearing an ID badge from the Kyoto University R&D team around his neck, the look on his face was as if he'd just eaten shit. "You're still as arrogant as ever," Mo Xian sighed. The heir favored by both Mo Changshan and Old Master Mo was such an idiot. If he just checked the university's official website, he would have known my name was on the R&D team list. But it was to be expected. For years, the entire Mo family had indulged Mo Jinping's every whim. Even if he had some ability, his arrogant, condescending nature meant he was destined to be incapable of supporting a family enterprise. "I have nothing to discuss with you. Get your supervisor or a professor." Mo Jinping clenched his fists, glaring daggers at Mo Xian. Mo Xian, however, was unconcerned. He simply smiled and said, "Lately, many people have been coming to see our team's supervisor and professors. It's all because of the bidding for the intelligent robotic arm project we're collaborating on with Rongxing Group. Young Master Mo, as a former member of the Mo family, I feel obligated to give you some advice. Baidu Baiki has a detailed list of the R&D personnel. My supervisor and a professor from our university are the lead researchers, and on the list of participating researchers, my name is first." After a pause, Mo Xian smiled. "So, can you tell me now if we should continue our discussion?" Rongxing Group was a top domestic R&D conglomerate, not only financed and listed in the U.S., but their intelligent machinery products also held a significant market share, both domestically and internationally. The robotic arm project, a collaboration between Rongxing and Kyoto University, was now open for bidding, and many people were trying to secure the bid through them. "Then what the hell is there to talk about?" Mo Jinping roared furiously. "It'd be a blessing if you didn't stab me in the back. You think you'd actually help me? Now that you know, shouldn't you just leave?" Mo Xian remained perfectly composed. "But let me remind you, it doesn't matter who comes. There's nothing we can do. True, we developed the software, but the entire technology belongs to Rongxing. We only handle our part. As for the bidding, I can tell you right now, the Mo family has no chance." Before Mo Jinping could speak, Mo Xian cut in. "The Luo family is already preparing to bid. Do you think you can compete with them?" Hearing this, Mo Jinping was truly speechless. The Mo family's chances hadn't been great to begin with. Now, with the Luos entering the fray, it was practically a done deal. "So please leave." Mo Xian pointed to the door. "I told you, but you didn't believe me. You insisted on bringing this humiliation upon yourself." Mo Jinping suddenly laughed, pointing a finger at Mo Xian. "What does that have to do with you? You're just a minor team member. It doesn't matter what I am, as long as I can piss you off." Mo Xian interrupted with a smile. "Please, young Master Mo." Leaving Kyoto University, Mo Jinping and his two companions got in their car and left. He hadn't held out much hope in the first place. Mo Changshan had merely told him to come and try. Bringing Chang Jiahao along was just to find Mo Xian and rub salt in his wounds. In the end, he was the one who got a taste of his own medicine. "Brother Peng, is there really nothing we can do?" Chang Jiahao asked cautiously. "He holds 10% of the shares. In the future, that old hag looks down on me. She refuses to let go of those shares, even if it kills her." Mo Jinping gritted his teeth at the thought. "I must get those shares. I won't give him a single cent. Everything belonging to the Mo family is mine." Their car drove into the underground garage of the Mo Corporation building. Just as they got out, several black SUVs suddenly surrounded them. More than 20 bodyguards in black stepped out. Before Mo Jinping and his companions could react, two of them drew daggers. What are you doing?" Mo Jinping instinctively backed away. Chang Jiahao was so scared he collapsed on the ground, while the female secretary, pale-faced, stood trembling where she was. "Young Master Mo, no need to be afraid." Uncle Zheng walked over slowly, hands clasped behind his back, an amiable smile on his face. "Who we are isn't important. Our master asked me to deliver a message to you. If you don't want anything to happen to Li Yuzhen, then persuade your father to personally go to the nursing home and buy old Madame Mo's shares at the market price." After speaking, Uncle Zheng took out a photograph. A bodyguard in black took it and thrust it into Mo Jinping's hands. Seeing the contents of the photo, Mo Jinping felt as if a bucket of ice water had been poured over his head. "Tell me, What do you think Mo Changshan would do if he found out about what you and Li Yuzhen have been up to? Uncle Zheng adjusted his clean white gloves. Given Mo Changshan's cruel and ungrateful nature, I'm afraid he wouldn't rest until he'd flayed you alive. Would he? I, I agree. Mo Jinping hastily put the photo away. Cheng Jiahao hadn't seen it, but seeing the look on Mo Jinping's face, he couldn't help but become curious. All right then. I won't disturb you further. Uncle Zheng waved his hand. The bodyguards in black turned and got into their cars with him. Only after the cars had driven away did Mo Jinping collapse to his knees, his eyes vacant. Brother Peng, Cheng Jiahao started to speak, but Mo Jinping grabbed him by the collar and said fiercely, "Don't you dare tell anyone about what happened today, or you know the consequences." Cheng Jiahao quickly agreed. But as Mo Jinping turned to leave with his secretary, Cheng Jiahao shot him a venomous glare and muttered under his breath, "Just you wait, Mo Jinping. I'll get you sooner or later." Mo Jinping's biggest mistake was failing to understand. How could someone who would even betray Mo Xian, who would save his life, not betray him as well? After leaving school, Mo Xian first stopped by a cake shop and bought 4 small cakes. Besides the ones for Luo Muqi and the children, he also picked up a vanilla-flavored one for Luo Xia. He drove to the heart of the capital's business district, to the Luo Corporation Tower. The entire 60-story building was Luo family property. Every time he came, Mo Xian felt as though his life for the past 3+ years had been like a dream. Parking his car in a spot outside the building, Mo Xian, carrying the cakes, entered the Luo Corporation Tower. The young woman at the reception desk saw him and hurried over, saying respectfully, "Mr. Mo, you're here." "Yes, I'll head straight up then." Mo Xian gave her a polite nod and proceeded to the CEO's private elevator. No one dared to stop him. After all, the first time he'd visited, he'd been treated poorly, and several receptionists and security guards had been fired as a result. Inside the elevator, Mo Xian messaged Luo Muqi to let her know he was on his way up. To his surprise, as soon as he stepped out of the elevator, Luo Xia, Luo Muqi, and the 2 little ones were already there waiting for him. "Daddy!" Luo Weier and Luo Shuer rushed to hug his legs. Sister Hui, standing nearby, smiled and walked over, saying, "Mr. Mo, let me take those for you." "Thank you, Sister Hui." Mo Xian quickly handed the items to her and then bent down to scoop up both children. "What are you all?" "The children were eager to see you, and we didn't have much going on at the moment," Luo Xia explained with a smile. "Brought us some treats again?" she asked. "I promised Muqi and the girls some little cakes. I remembered you like vanilla, Xia, so I brought one for you too," Mo Xian replied, holding the children and looking at Luo Xia and Luo Muqi. He didn't even notice that his gaze, once avoidant, now held a soft tenderness and affection when he looked at them. "Xia, should I take the kids downstairs then?" Mo Xian asked. "No need," Luo Xia replied. "I was originally going to take the children to a private kitchen I booked, but my cousin had some business to discuss, so I let him go instead. Sister Hui, please arrange for someone to order us some food." Hearing Luo Xia's instructions, Sister Hui quickly took out her phone to make the arrangements. "Brother, let's go to the lounge," Luo Muqi urged. "I'm still waiting for my little cake." Mo Xian, somewhat resigned, was ushered along by Luo Muqi and his daughters, while Luo Xia, smiling, followed them into the lounge. From behind, Sister Hui watched this supposed family of 5, feeling a mixture of joy and resignation. Given the status of the eldest miss and the second miss, even if it's a situation of 2 women with 1 man, no one could really object. "It's just," Sister Hui thought, gazing at Mo Xian's back with a complex expression. "Is this really good for Mo Xian?" She sighed. Sister Hui couldn't bring herself to say much more. After all, like Uncle Zheng, she had been complicit in the eldest and second Mrs. schemes over the past few years. The lounge was very spacious. It contained 2 beds, as the sisters shared it. So many items were provided in duplicate. The lounge featured not only a private, luxurious en-suite bathroom, but also a bathtub. The food delivery arrived relatively quickly. Sister Hui gestured for a few women in black business suits to help serve. Once the dishes were arranged on the table, Luo Xia nodded to them, and Sister Hui led the assistants out. "Why don't you stay over tonight instead of going back?" Luo Xia suggested, glancing at Mo Xian, who was dishing out food for the children. "Muqi and I are both free tomorrow, and we were thinking of taking the children out for some fun." "Xiao Xian, can you get time off?" "I can," Mo Xian replied, taking out his phone. "I just need to inform my advisor. I don't think there's anything urgent scheduled for tomorrow." "Great. In that case, I'll book a presidential suite, Luo Miyuki said with a smile. You can stay in one room with the girls, brother, and sis, and I will take the other. Okay, Imo-Shin agreed. Just then, Sister Hui pushed the door open to deliver some drinks. Hearing Imo-Shin's reply, her eyes flickered, but Luo Xia shot her a look. Their gazes met, and perceiving the suppressed, somewhat morbid intensity in Luo Xia's eyes, Sister Hui quickly arranged the beverages and retreated without a word. Sister Hui, Luo Xia called out, don't forget to bring that bottle of red wine that was delivered last time. Hearing this, Sister Hui quickly looked up, her eyes seeming to pose a silent question. Luo Xia merely nodded in response. Sister Hui let out a soft sigh and said in a low voice, Understood, eldest miss. So, the young mistresses are going to make their move again. Sister Hui thought, glancing at Imo-Shin, who was eating while affectionately tending to his daughters. She couldn't help but feel an even deeper pang of pity for him. This suffocating, unhealthy obsession from both women. I truly don't know how Imo-Shin will react when he eventually finds out everything. She mused. Why bring out wine now? Imo-Shin asked curiously as Sister Hui was leaving. The children are here. Don't worry, brother, Luo Miyuki reassured him, placing a piece of marbled beef in his bowl. It's a nice bottle of red, and sis and I will just have a little each. You know how busy things have been at the company lately. A small glass will help us unwind and rest better. Imo-Shin didn't press further. After they finished eating, Sister Hui packed the red wine along with the small cakes Imo-Shin had bought, and then accompanied them downstairs. In the car, the two sisters sat in the back seat, each holding a child. Luo Miyuki sent the hotel's location to Imo-Shin. It wasn't far, and they arrived in a short while. The suite was spacious, consisting of 2 bedrooms. The 2 little ones, thrilled by their first time staying overnight somewhere other than home, played with Imo-Shin in their room for a bit. But since they had skipped their afternoon nap to play at the Luo Corporation Tower, it wasn't long before they were both yawning and saying they were tired. Imo-Shin helped them wash up. Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki had been very considerate, having already arranged for new pajamas to be purchased and delivered earlier that afternoon. Once changed into their pajamas, it didn't take long for the 2 girls to fall asleep after getting into bed. Xiao Xian, care to join us for a drink? Luo Xia asked, seeing the children were asleep. She handed Imo-Shin a glass of red wine. The money has been transferred to your card, by the way. Congratulations. Oh, it was nothing, I was just lucky, Imo-Shin said, feeling a little embarrassed, as he knew his success was largely thanks to the help from Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki. But Luo Xia smiled. Luck favors the prepared, doesn't it? Let's just call this a celebratory drink. Imo-Shin didn't overthink it and drank the red wine in one go. However, as it went down, it tasted a little strange, an unpleasantly bitter note he hadn't expected. Come on over, Luo Xia said. Miyuki and I have something we want to talk to you about. Imo-Shin, unsuspecting, followed Luo Xia into their room. But the moment he stepped inside, he felt his head spin, and he swayed on his feet. Brother, are you okay? Luo Miyuki rushed to steady him. How can you be this dizzy after just 1 glass? Oh no, Luo Xia exclaimed, feigning panic. He drank my glass. This one was meant for him. What are we going to do? I put a sleeping aid in mine. I'm fine, Imo-Shin managed to say before he slumped forward, collapsing heavily against Luo Miyuki. Imo-Shin, nearly 190 centimeters tall, was a dead weight. If Luo Xia hadn't quickly stepped in to help, Luo Miyuki likely wouldn't have been able to support him on her own. Together, the sisters managed to maneuver Imo-Shin onto the bed. An unconcealed, frenzied light shone in Luo Miyuki's eyes, and a morbid smile touched her lips. Oh, brother, she murmured, why are you still so completely defenseless around us? Take the children to the adjoining room first, Luo Xia instructed. The nanny Uncle Zheng arranged is already there waiting. She gently caressed Imo-Shin's cheek, but the morbid possessiveness glinting in her eyes was deeply unsettling, enough to make one's heart pound with an inexplicable fear. Miss, would you like to go over the engagement banquet plan again? The butler asked Su Yanran, who sat staring blankly into space in the Su family villa. For a long moment, there was no reply. No need. Let them do as they please, Su Yanran said, her voice raspy. She picked up her phone and headed upstairs. Is young Master Imo still not on the Imo family's guest list? No, miss, the butler confirmed with a nod. Shall I have someone send an invitation to Jingdu University? There's no need. Su Yanran returned to her room. The moment she closed the door, it was as if all her strength drained away. She leaned against the pristine white door and slowly slid to the floor. She knew if she didn't do something, she'd truly lose her chance. How did things end up like this? Su Yanran mumbled to herself, but there was no one to answer. P1.She had cut ties with his family. She had broken up with him, and then she'd publicly announced her relationship with P1.Jinping. Now, she was filled with regret. Perhaps she had been regretting it all along, but it was too late. She was like an ostrich, burying her head in the sand, too afraid to ask about P1.She, and had even fled the country in a sorry state to study abroad. Suddenly, her fingers brushed against the bracelet on her wrist. In an instant, a spark of light seemed to ignite in Su Yanran's dull eyes. He'll definitely wait for me. Su Yanran quickly got to her feet. P1.She isn't a fickle person. I know it was my fault. P1.She will surely understand. Would he? Su Yanran didn't know. But she had to force herself to believe that P1.She still loved her. Her hands trembling, she fumbled for her bag, pulled out a new SIM card, and inserted it into her phone. P1.She had blocked her on everything. A new card was her only way. After a long hesitation, she dialed the number she always kept at the top of her contacts. Each ring made her heart pound. Finally, just as it was about to disconnect, the call connected. But what followed was a sultry voice, tinged with weariness and a hint of languor, that sent a chill down Su Yanran's spine, as if she'd been plunged into an icy abyss. Who's calling? Su Yanran couldn't believe her ears. P1.She had another woman with him? He had loved her so deeply. How could this be happening? Who are you? And where's the owner of this phone? Su Yanran's voice was laced with fury. The woman on the other end seemed to pause for a second, then chuckled. Well, if it isn't Su Yanran. It's 11:49 at night. I'm holding his phone. Who do you think I am? Put P1.She on the phone. Su Yanran fought to keep her voice from rising to a shout, but it trembled uncontrollably. But the woman on the other end seemed to find this even more amusing. I'm afraid that's not possible. He just fell asleep. After all. It's been 4 hours, he's a little tired. Or you could wait, and I could kiss him awake. Shameless. Su Yanran's face flushed crimson, not just from the woman's brazen words, but from a deeper well of fury and indignation. P1.She, how could you debase yourself like this? How could you? Sweetheart, let me remind you, I'm his woman now. And what's more, I'm carrying his child. P1.She, wrapped in a silk robe, her face flushed, lay beside a soundly sleeping P1.She. Meanwhile, P1.She emerged from the bathroom, toweling her hair dry, a faint smile playing on her lips. Impossible. How could he? Nothing's impossible. You're the one who gave him up, aren't you? P1.She said, her tone taunting. So, Su Yanran, don't contact him anymore. Or else. P1.She's voice suddenly turned bone-chillingly cold. Even through the phone, Su Yanran felt a coldness seep deep into her marrow. I'll make you regret ever stealing those years from him. He is ours. This life, the next for all eternity. Su Yanran hung up in a panic, her mind completely blank. P1.She's threat had been utterly serious, devoid of any playfulness, and laced with a terrifying, frenzied hatred. Who was she? Sisters? She couldn't recall any sisters among her and P1.She's mutual acquaintances. That sultry voice felt familiar, yet she couldn't pinpoint where she heard it before. No, it can't be true. It's fake, it must be. Su Yanran hurled her phone across the room. She refused to believe it, refused to believe P1.She no longer loved her, and especially refused to believe he'd be with other women. It's a voice changer. It has to be. Su Yanran desperately clung to this explanation. P1.She, you're so childish, trying to hide that you still care about me like this. You definitely still have feelings for me. Staring at the ended call, a faint smirk played on P1.She's lips as she casually blocked the number. P1.She tossed aside the towel she'd been using to dry her hair, walked to the bed, and kissed P1.She. P1.She's condition was peculiar. His eyes were somewhat vacant, half-closed, as if he were conscious yet simultaneously oblivious. Sis, is P1.She all right? P1.She asked. P1.She shot her a glare and nudged her aside. You didn't seem too concerned a moment ago. Relax. Once or twice won't be a problem. This drug allows him to retain some awareness, but he's mostly in a dazed, dreamlike state. If you hadn't been so insistent, I wouldn't have wanted to use it. Sis, you were even more over the top than I was just now, weren't you? Author's note. The drugs mentioned in this work are purely fictional. Please do not associate them with reality. P1.She wrapped her arms around P1.She's neck, gently kissing his lips. P1.She felt like a puppet. He vaguely perceived himself in a dream, captured and ravished by two she-devils. He couldn't make out their faces, yet he could distinctly feel their affection for him, and a suffocating possessiveness, along with voices that seemed to seep into his mind. It is us you will love, forever. So don't be afraid. We will only ever love you, and only you. P1.She felt utterly exhausted. He had no strength to resist. The seductive whispers, luring him into their depraved embrace, almost made him think that surrendering to them perhaps wasn't so bad after all. Sleep now, little Xian. Luo-Xia gently kissed P1.She's cheek. You won't remember any of this tomorrow. But don't worry. I'll make you want to stay with us. Make it so you can never leave us. Chapter 2. The next morning, P1.She woke up feeling sore all over, a dull ache tugging at his shoulders. Why the hell did I sleep here? He murmured, glancing around the unfamiliar room. The layout looked familiar. This had to be the room where Rosilla and Mookie lived. Instinctively, he glanced down at the bed linens. Everything was neatly arranged, not a wrinkle in sight. You're awake. Rosilla walked in holding a glass of milk, settling on the edge of the bed. Her expression held a trace of guilt. I'm sorry, Xian. I've been under a lot of stress from work lately and haven't been sleeping well. I added a little sleep aid to the drinks last night. It was my first time doing something like that, and I misjudged the dose. P1.She stared blankly at her. That explanation didn't sit right. Who in their right mind would put drugs and alcohol? As if she could read his thoughts, Rosilla gestured toward the nightstand. See for yourself. I'm not lying. He followed her gaze. Sure enough, there was a box of sleeping pills. How much did you use? He still didn't trust the story. I feel like something happened last night, but... He racked his brain, but no memories surfaced. Everything was a blur. Rosilla handed him the milk. It's our fault. Mookie and I kept pouring you drinks. You passed out here, and the two of us went to sleep with the girls. P1.She noticed the faint dark circles under her eyes and felt a pang of guilt. Did Weyer and Schwer keep you up? Not really. They're good kids. But having 4 people in one bed, not the most comfortable arrangement. She smiled. I actually wanted to stay and take care of you. But you always push us away. I don't mean to. P1.She started, but Rosilla suddenly pressed a finger to his lips. The unexpected intimacy made his face flush. I know. You didn't want what happened back then. You've been carrying that guilt ever since. She slowly pulled her hand away. And you know my sister loves you too. Both of us gave you children. It's understandable that you don't know how to choose. She handed him the milk and stood up, her voice warm and light. It's okay. I can wait. Mookie can wait too. Finish your milk and get up. It's almost noon. I made a reservation at a really good Japanese place. The kids will be in soon looking for you. P1.She opened his mouth, but no words came out. That incident from the past. Something always felt off. But the one thing he had never suspected, never dared to suspect, was that the sisters had planned everything from the start. 2 heiresses scheming to tie him down by having children with him? No one would believe something like that. Over time, he'd felt their affection, but he was a man who knew where he stood. He'd never dared respond, because deep down he believed he wasn't worthy. And yet, Rosilla and Mookie's warmth and understanding had slowly worn him down. He sighed, downed the milk in one go, and lay back on the bed, staring at the ceiling. Things felt different now. After Rosilla's subtle manipulation, the confusion and emotional turmoil felt even heavier. Should he stay? Should he leave? Rosilla or Mookie? He didn't know what to do. Why? Can't I have both? The thought hit him out of nowhere. He immediately scolded himself. Who do you think you are? You don't even deserve one of them, and now you're dreaming about having both. Like you're some ancient emperor? Frustrated and emotionally drained, he lay back down, staring blankly above. What the hell am I supposed to do? Compared to P1.She's emotional spiral, the situation with the P1.She families was far more turbulent. But this time, the issue involved a batch of gold necklaces, fake weight, and impurities. For a jewelry company, especially when gold is involved, that was commercial suicide. And that wasn't the end of it. P1 Group also had its own scandal. Originally a footwear and apparel company, the P1 family had been trying to break into the new energy sector. P1 Changshan and P1 Jinping had set their sights on winning the Rongxing bid for smart robotic arms, hoping to gradually expand into core technologies like batteries. But then a fire broke out in their warehouse. The cause? Outdated wiring, not arson. The real issue, though, was that the warehouse had already received prior safety warnings, which the company had ignored. Now, the insurance payout was slashed, and the goods lost had been scheduled for immediate delivery. The breach penalties alone were massive. This disaster drained both P1 and She companies. How the hell did both sides fall apart at the same time? Mo Changshan raged in his study. Qin and I sat quietly, head lowered. What we do now? She asked after a long silence. I've got people looking into it. It was our own staff's screw-up. We've started PR control, Mo Changshan replied. Thankfully, only one warehouse burned. The other goods were already shipped. We've sent people to negotiate on the remaining deliveries. Try to buy some time. He collapsed in his chair, face pale. This round cost us at least 400 million. Jinpeng told me yesterday, we need to buy back those shares from the old lady as soon as possible. If that bastard Mo.She decides to make a move right now, we'll be even more screwed. Speaking of Mo.She, Qin and I brought up what had happened at the care center. Mo Changshan's brows furrowed deeply. Jinpeng mentioned it too. Are you sure the watch he was wearing was real? Almost certain. 2,000 yuan gift envelopes for each staff member, a limited edition Maybach, and one of only 8 in the world watches. Even Qin and I sounded uncertain now. That kind of spending, whoever's backing him now isn't ordinary. She glanced at her husband, probing, should we tell your dad and bring Mo.She back? After all, it was Jinpeng who was in the wrong that time. You know full well, my father and the old lady are at each other's throats. Because of that, he's always hated Mo.She too. Back then, my father only took Mo.She in to spite her. Never thought she'd actually want that. Qin and I scoffed silently. Spite the old lady? Sending her own grandson to live alone with her, that's spite? But she didn't say anything aloud. She wasn't innocent either. Back when they'd sent Mo.She away, she had her own reasons. 3 daughters, 1 son, plus Jiang Xifeng to raise. Getting rid of 1 child lightened the burden. And in her heart, Jinpeng had always been the priority. Not even Jiang Xifeng could compete. Forget it. I doubt the old lady would hand over those shares for free. Mo Changshan stubbed out the cigarette, visibly annoyed. I'll talk to Dad. As for your side, maybe have our second daughter help out. Their second daughter, Mo Yingying, was VP at Mo Group. The GM role belonged to Jinpeng. All right, she's more reliable than the others. Qin and I nodded. The third one's in the entertainment industry. Useless. The eldest is also at Mo Group. Changshan, maybe let Mo.She come back and help. Get a rest. That ungrateful bastard probably wishes we'd all drop dead. Mo Changshan sneered. You really forgot what happened? After the way it all went down, neither the Mo nor Qin families could accept him, and he sure as hell won't accept us. Qin's expression faltered upon hearing Mo Changshan's words, a shadow falling over her face. Every mother cares for her son, or so they say, and Qin and I was, in theory, no different. However, a person's capacity for love is finite. From the moment they sent Mo.She away, both Mo Changshan and Qin and I had consciously decided to give up on their youngest son. Were they unable to raise him? Incapable of caring for him? Impossible. The couple might not have admitted it to each other, but deep down, they each knew the ugliness in their own hearts. Mo.She's return wasn't because his grandmother was unwilling to continue raising him, nor was it solely due to his health. It was because Mo.She's academic achievements were far too outstanding. They had considered bringing Mo.She into the family business, but they had never imagined he could surpass Mo Jinpeng. However, Mo.She's return had indeed provoked Mo Jinpeng. He threw tantrums at home, framed Mo.She, and incited his 3 doting older sisters to isolate and target their younger brother. Mo Changshan and Qin and I were aware of all this, but they chose to turn a blind eye. A son raised by his grandmother, whom they saw only a few times a year, versus the 4 children they lived with day in and day out. It was painfully obvious who they favored. Yet, while Mo.She appeared gentle and mild-mannered, he was far from someone who would silently endure mistreatment. After tolerating the abuse 3 times, Mo.She's retaliation was terrifying. The day Mo Jinpeng deliberately threw Mo.She's reference materials into the trash, Mo.She, in front of everyone at dinner, delivered 5 stinging slaps to Mo Jinpeng's face. Having trained in martial arts since childhood and possessing excellent physical conditioning, Mo.She left Mo Jinpeng with a bloody nose and mouth. From that day forward, Mo.She saw the Mo family for what they truly were. In the presence of his parents and the old master, he issued a chilling threat. If he provokes me one more time, I'll take him down with me, ensuring the Mo family line ends for good. His parents' blatant favoritism, the old master's cold indifference, and his sister's scorn. Mo.She had already lost all hope in the Mo family by then. But perhaps even Mo.She hadn't anticipated the depths of his parents' shamelessness. They knew Su Yanran was the eldest daughter of the prestigious Su family, and that their respective grandmothers had arranged a marriage between her and P1.She. They were fully aware that Mo Jinping didn't love Su Yanran and was merely pursuing her to spite P1.She. Yet, in their view, P1.She was unfit to inherit the family enterprise. Mo Jinping was the superior choice. Consequently, whenever Mo Jinping bought gifts for Su Yanran, they offered their full support. Meanwhile, P1.She, who already spent very little of the family's money, had his entire allowance cut off. They dared not, however, try to confiscate the bank card his grandmother had given him for living expenses. The family bodyguards had attempted it once, and one had ended up with a broken arm. His grandmother had once derided the couple. "You two are truly a match made in heaven. Favoritism for the eldest son? Nonsense. It's because of your own past misdeeds. You didn't raise P1.She yourselves because you were terrified he would usurp power in the future." They weren't foolish. On the contrary, they were excessively calculating. P1.She had been sent away due to their individual, hidden agendas, so naturally, they worried that this younger son, distant from them yet more capable than their eldest, would seize control. Mo Jinping's escalating bullying was merely a tactic they tacitly approved of to suppress P1.She. In their hearts, P1.She wasn't even a plan B. He was a disposable pawn. If Mo Jinping failed, there was still their eldest daughter, Mo Qingqing, their second daughter, Mo Yingying, and even their third daughter, Mo Tingting, who had ventured into the entertainment industry. Even though P1.She was their son, his lack of closeness made him expendable. Furthermore, since this son refused to yield to their control and suppression, and his considerable talents couldn't be exploited by them, there was even less reason for them to care. "Anyway, I'll inform Dad about this matter," P1.She said with a sigh. "Jinping is doing quite well with the robotic arm project, and the Luo family is involved. With this other mess in the company, I doubt we'll have the energy to expand into new energy sources." He was relieved they hadn't invested too much effort or capital into it initially. They hadn't held high hopes for the robotic arm project from the start. P1.She knew Mo Jinping was primarily using it as an opportunity to antagonize P1.She, and he hadn't paid it much mind. "Perhaps we should try again." Qin and I hesitated. We truly didn't show P1.She enough concern back then. For the sake of the company's development, we even allowed Jinping to steal his girlfriend. "Oh, please," P1.She scoffed. If Su Yanran herself had been even a little resolute, would Jinping have even had a chance to interfere? If P1.She had been there, he might have genuinely applauded his biological father for the first time. For P1.She, this was possibly the only sensible thing the man had ever said. Jinping is an idiot too. No matter what, he shouldn't have hired a prostitute to harm his own brother. P1.She's dissatisfaction with his eldest son was palpable as he recalled the past incident. He hired one, and then P1.She went missing because of him. He came back, spun an exaggerated tale, and even brought that woman to our doorstep to cause a scene. And Su Yanran actually believed him. Forget it. That rebellious son was bound to turn against us sooner or later. Even without that incident, reconciliation between him and us would have been impossible. At this, P1.She sank into deep thought. What if P1.She had genuinely found a wealthy and influential woman in Kyoto? As much as he favored his eldest son, he had to admit P1.She possessed the assets for it. In terms of sheer looks, he had encountered some of the little fresh meat idols in the entertainment industry. If his younger son were to enter showbiz, he would undoubtedly outshine them all. If P1.She had truly managed to ingratiate himself with a woman the Mo family couldn't afford to offend, he couldn't guarantee P1.She wouldn't seek revenge. If he could charm someone into lavishing so much money on him, and if he were to whisper a few words in her ear, pillow talk, there was no telling what disaster might befall the Mo and Qin families. In short, as long as Dad agrees to the shares, give the money to him and his grandmother, and then tell that kid to take the money and get lost. P1.She seemed to have devised a solution. "We'll make him sign papers to go abroad. That much money will be enough for him to live on. And we must make him guarantee he won't retaliate against us." P1.She, of course, was oblivious to P1.She and Qin Ni's scheming. He was currently in a private room at a high-end Japanese restaurant, savoring a fresh onigiri. It was the most expensive Japanese restaurant in Kyoto, with all ingredients air-freighted. "Brother, I remember the last time you had Japanese food with me. You liked the Shizuoka Crown melon the most, didn't you?" Luo Miyuki said with a smile, placing a piece of snowflake wagyu beef onto P1.She's plate. "I spoke with the restaurant in advance. This is absolutely the freshest. Mo.She kept his head down, focused on his meal, refusing to look up. Mo.Wei glanced curiously at her father. Daddy, why is your face so red? Ah, it's a bit warm in here. How could his face not be red? He could feel 2 feet surreptitiously rubbing against his legs under the table. He risked a quick glance up. Luo.She and Luo.Myuki were both beaming at him. Just eat. Aren't we taking the child out to play later? Mo.She mumbled, lowering his head again. Stop messing around. If this had happened in the past, Mo.She would likely have made an excuse and fled. But he himself didn't understand why he had started to tolerate the sister's increasingly bold advances. All right, Luo.She shrugged, resting her chin on her hand as she gazed at Mo.She. However, her next words were for the server. Please bring out the dessert. Oh, and Mo.She, would you mind coming to the front desk with me for a moment? Sis, I'll go too. Luo.Myuki started to protest, but Luo.She silenced her with a sharp look. And who will watch the child? Luo.Myuki seethed inwardly. Her infatuation with Mo.She was genuine, but so was the almost instinctual dominance her older sister held over her. Puzzled, Mo.She followed Luo.She out of the private room. What do we need to go to the front desk for? He asked once they were outside. Oh, I want to buy some sake. Their selection is quite good, Luo.She replied with a smile. I thought you could help me carry it. Can't we do that when we're leaving? Before Mo.She could finish his sentence, Luo.She suddenly grabbed his hand, pulled him into an unoccupied private room nearby, then took hold. Regarding the bit about psychological suggestion, I made most of it up. I'm not a psychologist. It's just there for plot purposes, so it might not be scientifically accurate. If you're reading this, please don't overthink it. The drugs and psychological manipulation are just devices for the 2 female leads to win over the male lead. Even Mo.She himself was surprised. He seemed a little too obedient to her lately. But the girl in his arms, Rosea, only grew more excited, tightening her arms around his neck and deepening the kiss. Mo.She's breath was completely stolen, replaced by the sweet scent of her perfume. I'm sorry, Xian. I like you. She murmured softly once the kiss broke, her eyes hazy, her voice tender. Mo.She's mind went blank. The moment he heard her confess her feelings, he kissed her back. Slowly, the 2 of them slid down the wall, still entangled. It was the first time Mo.She realized that Rosea, the girl who was always cool and aloof to outsiders, like an untouchable goddess, yet gentle as a big sister with him, could be so utterly wild. She held his head tightly, as if she wanted to absorb him into her very being, consume him whole. I love you, Xian. Rosea whispered between heavy breaths, right into his ear. Don't leave me. Never leave me. Rosea. Before Mo.She could finish, she kissed him again. A faint taste of blood entered his mouth. Someone's lip had split, but Rosea didn't care. It was like nothing else mattered to her except this man in front of her. She wanted everything from him, his body, his soul, everything. After a long while, Rosea finally released him. She gently caressed his flushed lips, now stained with her lipstick, and smiled faintly. You finally held me on your own. Rosea, I. Mo.She looked dazed, staring blankly at the woman in front of him. Why me? I don't deserve you. If I say you do, then you do. Rosea softly pulled his head into her embrace. Don't think about it. Think about veal and snow. Xian, you were always meant to be with me and Myuki. Myuki. Mo.She suddenly jolted like he'd been doused with ice water and tried to pull away. But Rosea had expected this. She clung to him tightly, refusing to let go. Don't think. Isn't this nice, just the way it is? She pressed his face against her chest, her grip unrelenting. Xian, stop overthinking. Just remember, you're the father of our child. You belong to us, to me and my sister. No, I can't breathe. The way Rosea was holding him was almost suffocating. She quickly let go of his head, and, just as he started to catch his breath, she kissed him again, almost like she was addicted. Just then, Mo.She's phone rang. Without breaking the kiss, Rosea reached into his pocket and pulled it out. It was an unfamiliar number. Rosea, I need to take this. Mo.She tried to speak between breaths, but Rosea didn't give him the chance. She kissed him again, even more fervently than before, and casually swiped to answer the call. On speakerphone. Mo.She, it's me. Su Yanran's tired voice came through the speaker. It's been a while. Can we meet? Mo.She was startled. It was the last person he expected. But Rosea spoke up first. We're kissing right now, Miss Su. Didn't I tell you yesterday? Or did you forget? You again? Su Yanran's voice rose, clearly agitated. Who the hell are you? P1.She. Tell him to answer the phone. Just as P1.She was about to speak, Rosia kissed him again, more intense and wild than before. After the call disconnected, she smiled and lightly brushed his cheek with the phone. What's the matter? Thinking of getting back with her? No. P1.She shook his head quickly. I was just surprised she reached out to me. You're not allowed to be curious. And if you are, it better only be about me and my sister. Rosia licked her lips like she hadn't had enough. Let's go back. We'll buy the sake later. So this was why she snuck out. P1.She sighed and let Rosia drag him out of the private room. But right as they stepped into the hallway, they ran into Luo Miyuki. She caught sight of her sister, and P1.She's reddened lips and instantly darkened. Sis, what's wrong? Rosia asked, pretending to be innocent. Why so mad? Miyuki glared at her sister, then grabbed P1.She's hand and stormed off. Rosia simply adjusted her clothes with a grin and headed back into their room. Miyuki, listen to me. It was the same private suite, the same wall. Only now, the one sitting on his lap had changed. P1.She found himself being kissed wildly. Cheeks, lips, by someone else, like a beast unleashed. He didn't understand what was happening. He hadn't pushed Rosia away. And now, with Miyuki, he wasn't resisting either. He knew something felt wrong. But in his head, there was this strange voice whispering, don't push them away. They're the ones who love you most. Don't reject their affection. God, Shien, you're driving me crazy. Miyuki's hands slipped under his shirt, exploring his skin. P1.She tensed instinctively. And right then, his phone rang again. Su Yanran. P1.She had just reached for it when Miyuki snatched the phone and answered. P1.She, is it you this time? Nope. It's me, his sister, Miyuki said playfully, her voice impish but her eyes burning with intensity. Oh wait, slipped up. But does it even matter now? You sure you want to keep listening? Before Su Yanran could reply, Miyuki hung up, sneering as she looked at P1.She. You're getting a little greedy, don't you think? I didn't even say anything yet. I just... MMPH, Miyuki, my lips are going to fall off. But Miyuki wasn't listening. She kissed him again, domineering and relentless. Back at the office, Su Yanran's phone slipped from her hand. They weren't the same girl, and judging by the voice, they were probably around her age. Her brand new phone was flung across the room. But what hurt more than heartbreak was humiliation. What do they think she was? A prop in their game? A toy to spice things up? They'd answered the phone on purpose, just to mock her, to get off on her pain. And the worst part, P1.She had someone else. P1.She, is this how you punish me? Su Yanran slumped over her desk, her sobs muffled and raw. After a long time, she stood up, hastily wiping her tears. P1.She, you mind? I won't give up on you. P1.She rubbed his lips, which were red and tingling from being kissed, a nagging feeling that something was off stirring within him. He constantly felt that he was becoming unable to refuse Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki's overly intimate requests, a sensation that made him somewhat uncomfortable. It was as if he'd been bewitched or put under a spell. Who kisses one sister and then the other right after? He prided himself on not being that kind of man, the type to have a woman on each arm. Yet he seemed to be slowly turning into someone who desired just that. More so, he felt himself growing increasingly dependent on Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki, as if he couldn't leave them. Today's events had allowed a certain suppressed emotion within him to gradually release. He didn't want to leave them. He yearned to be loved. His parents detested him, his own sister despised him, and his biological brother wanted him dead. Lovers and friends had betrayed him. In his darkest hour, it was Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki, with their 2 children, who had appeared before him. Like a light, they had illuminated his world. He didn't know if what he felt for Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki was love, but it seemed far more complex and even stronger. Yet, he didn't dare to think about it, nor did he feel he deserved to. Suddenly, a line from the song Red Rose came to mind. A snake coils within the heart. Luo Xia and Luo Miyuki were indeed like 2 snakes, slowly winding around his heart, capturing it. Are you all right? Luo Xia asked, noticing P1.She was lost in thought, and gently took his hand. P1.She snapped back to reality, a little embarrassed, and tried to pull his hand away. But Luo Xia held it tightly, smiling as she whispered, Don't refuse, Xiaoxian. Hearing her words, P1.She sighed and truly stopped moving. After they finished the cantaloupe and went out, Luo Xia's phone suddenly buzzed with a message. Su Yanran is at the nursing home. Luo Xia's expression turned dark and unreadable for a moment. Then she gave a slight smile and put her phone away. Once in the car, Luo Xia suddenly said, "How about we go visit Grandma?" "Ah, can we?" Mo Xian actually really wanted to take the children to spend more time with Grandma, but he felt awkward asking. After all, his situation wasn't exactly something to be proud of, and the Luo family was very protective of the two little girls, which made Mo Xian even more hesitant. "It's fine. Besides, the children love their great-grandma." Towards Mo Xian, Luo Xia acted like a gentle older sister, patient and kind. Of course, he had no idea this was all an act. It was true she wanted to take the children to see Grandma, but more than that, she couldn't wait to see Su Yanran completely lose all hope. Inside the nursing home, Grandma looked at the somewhat uneasy Su Yanran and couldn't help but sigh. "Ah, Yanran, you've come to see this old woman. I suppose there's something else on your mind, isn't there?" "Grandma, I regret it." Su Yanran couldn't hold back her tears. "I was deceived by Mo Jinping back then. Now I don't want to get engaged. I want to marry Mo Xian." "Yanran, I don't want to blame you for what you did in the past. Firstly, out of respect for your grandmother, and secondly, it's all over now." Grandma's tone hardened. "But think about what happened back then before Xiao Xian was framed. Did you really think I didn't know what you did?" Su Yanran looked at Grandma, her lips trembling. She wanted to defend herself, but no words came out. "You and Xiao Xian met when you were 15. Back then, Xiao Xian had an accident and lost some of his memories. I never initially thought you two would get together. Grandchildren from our two families attending the same school, looking out for each other. That was normal. It was you who said you liked Xiao Xian. You said you would marry him. So we took the initiative and arranged the engagement. You had met more than once since you were little. Even if you didn't grow up as childhood sweethearts, you'd known each other for a long time. Yet you went on dates with Mo Jinping behind Xiao Xian's back, accepted his gifts, and even you." At this point, Grandma was so upset she coughed a few times. Auntie Zhang quickly helped her catch her breath. Grandma waved her hand and continued. "You spent the night with him at a hotel. You and Xiao Xian hadn't broken up yet, had you?" It was as if a clap of thunder had exploded next to her ear. Su Yanran's body trembled violently, and she lowered her head, unable to meet Grandma's eyes. From the first time Mo Jinping saw Su Yanran, he had pursued her relentlessly. He was favoring the Mo family and had money to burn. He wouldn't bat an eye at giving lavish gifts worth hundreds of thousands. Moreover, Mo Jinping, a seasoned frequenter of nightclubs, had a silver tongue. Su Yanran, after all, was young and naive. Gradually, she began contacting Mo Jinping more and more frequently behind Mo Xian's back. The terrible things Mo Jinping said about Mo Xian in secret, she went from disbelieving to slowly accepting as truth. When Mo Xian found out, they had their first major fight. In a fit of rage, Su Yanran accused Mo Xian of being narrow-minded, jealous of his brother, and deserving of being unloved. As soon as Mo Xian finished speaking, he turned and walked out of the hospital room. Su Yanran quickly followed. The moment she stepped out, she saw Luo Xia and Luo Muki waiting just outside the door. Even someone as confident in her own looks and figure as Su Yanran couldn't help but feel overshadowed when standing next to the two sisters. After all, she knew who they were. Everyone in the upper circles of the capital did. The two princesses of the Luo family were practically royalty. "Hello, Miss Su." Luo Muki greeted her with a polite smile. In contrast, Luo Xia, upon noticing someone unfamiliar, instantly reverted to her usual cold, unapproachable demeanor. She merely gave a faint wave, then crossed her arms and coolly sized Su Yanran up with a pair of distant, unreadable eyes. The moment Luo Muki spoke, Su Yanran felt a chill crawl down her spine. The voice from the second phone call she had made to Mo Xian had sounded exactly like hers. "Big brother, why don't you go get us some drinks?" Luo Muki smiled sweetly at Mo Xian. "There are some things that are better discussed between women, right?" Mo Xian was just about to respond when Luo Xia gently patted the back of his hand. Her coldness melted into a warm, affectionate smile. "Go on, it's fine." Mo Xian hesitated for a moment, then nodded. Before leaving, he turned to Su Yanran. "Yanran, what's done is done. We need to face reality now." Mo Xian, "Please, let me explain." Su Yanran panicked and tried to follow him, but Luo Xia turned back and gave her a look so cold and sharp that it rooted her to the spot. "Miss Su," Luo Muki said, her hands clasped behind her back, her smile not reaching her eyes. "The child inside is mine and my sister's. As for the father, of course, it's our brother." She said it so lightly, it was as if she were talking about the weather. "We're only telling you this so you'll give up, and I'm not worried about you spreading it. You're a smart woman, Miss Su." I'm sure you understand the consequences if word got out. You and Vice President Luo. Yes. Shocking, isn't it? Luo Miyuki's smile grew wider. Tell me, Miss Su, after seeing me and my sister, do you honestly think the little heiress of the Su family can compare to either of us? A wave of helplessness and suffocation overwhelmed Su Yanran. Not only did P1.She already have a child, but with the Luo sisters? How is that even possible? And the Luo family accepted it? Miss Su, I think we've made ourselves very clear, P1.She said, a barely perceptible smirk tugging at her lips. You're part of the past now. Don't contact P1.She again. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind bleeding the Su family a little. She paused for a moment, then added with a taunting edge. So tell me, Miss Su, what do you have to fight us for him? And by the way, does stolen affection feel that cheap? What do you mean? Su Yanran's face tensed the moment the word stolen was mentioned. When did I ever steal anything? I've known P1.She since we were kids. You too. Sure, your family controls everything, but I've known him longer. I know him better. Suddenly, Luo Miyuki yanked Su Yanran by the hair and slapped her hard across the face. Bitch, if it weren't for you, I would have never been separated from my brother for so long. Her eyes were blazing with violence and hatred. Su Yanran, do you even dare tell him why he lost his memory when he was 15? The force of a slap made Su Yanran's face swell up instantly. Her ears were ringing. The moment Luo Miyuki mentioned P1.She's memory loss, her expression grew frantic. Luo Miyuki flung her aside like trash. P1.She stepped forward, gently pulling her sister's hand back, then turned her gaze to Su Yanran. A chilling aura radiated from her. Su Yanran, I'll give you a chance, she said coldly. You've seen the truth. My sister and I already share P1.She. I don't mind if there's one more. Sis, Luo Miyuki blurted out, clearly alarmed, but P1.She gave her a look that told her to stay quiet. As for Su Yanran, she was stunned. Was she insane? It was already crazy enough that the sisters were sharing one man and even had a child. Now, she wanted to offer her a place as his mistress? Help me with one thing, P1.She said calmly, confident and composed. Do that, and I'll give you this opportunity. So, Su Yanran, will you agree? By the time P1.She returned with a bag of drinks, Su Yanran was already gone. P1.She was waiting by the door. When she saw him, she affectionately linked her arm through his and said softly, Don't worry, I've spoken to her. I'm sorry, it should have been me who talked to her, P1.She sighed. I just don't get it. She's about to get married, so why come back looking for me? Don't think about it, P1.She said gently, like a devoted wife. She straightened his collar with care. Miyuki and the baby are inside with Grandma. Spend more time with them. I'll make a quick call to handle some company matters. If your company needs you, just go back, P1.She said. It's fine. My brother's there. Once Grandma's resting, we'll go home together, she said, emphasizing the word home. P1.She felt a warmth spread through him. He nodded. Just before heading in, he pulled out a bottle of mineral water from the bag and handed it to her. I know you don't like sugary drinks, so I got this for you. Dummy. P1.She gently stroked his face, took the bottle, and let him go in first. Once the door closed behind him, the look in her eyes turned dark and unreadable. Give Su Yanran a chance? If it were up to her, she wouldn't even give that same-faced sister of hers one. But Luo Miyuki was her flesh and blood. Their bond ran deep, and the memories they shared with P1.She were real. As for Su Yanran, P1.She wanted nothing more than to destroy her. But for now, she was just a pawn. Don't worry, Xiao, she murmured, resting her cheek against the same hand that had just touched him, as if clinging to a lover's warmth. I'll make the Mo family suffer for everything. They're filthy. None of them deserve to be your family. And Su Yanran? She has no right to even look at you. You belong to me and Miyuki. Only us. Only our daughter. I wish I could lock you away, so you'd never leave my side. Meanwhile, Su Yanran sped away from the hospital in her Porsche, heading back to the Su Corporation. P1.She's words echoed in her mind. It was the Mo family that caused all of this. If you agree to my plan, I'll give you my assistant's number. Contact her if you need anything. If you succeed, I might let you return to P1.She's side. I might even help convince him. Right now, aside from Grandma, we're the only ones he listens to. Her car suddenly braked. She let out a long breath, then restarted the engine and accelerated toward the company. Doesn't matter. P1.She, Luo Miyuki. How sincere could you really be? She muttered coldly. If I can steal him once, I can steal him again. After spending some time with Grandma, everyone could see how much better her spirits were after seeing the two little girls. She adored Lovell and Loxie, and deep down, She knew it was almost surreal that her grandson was receiving this kind of treatment. She wasn't oblivious to the status of the Lowe family. It was at the top of the food chain in the capital. Not only did they not make things difficult for Moxon, but they also allowed him to stay by his daughter's sides as their father. Even though Loshia and Lomiki couldn't always visit, they treated her like their own family whenever they did. But Grandma could feel her health deteriorating. These days, she slept more than she was awake. Her biggest worry was still Moxon. The Mo family had brought all this upon themselves. She couldn't control it, nor did she want to. But Moxon, she just couldn't let go. 2 daughters, 2 women, and they happened to be blood sisters. Great-Grandma eat. Loxie held up a peeled orange to her. Grandma was stunned for a second, then smiled warmly, gently pushing the orange back while caressing Loxie's head. You be good, sweetie. You eat it. Loxie shook her head, her chubby little hands still holding up the fruit. Warmth flooded Grandma's heart. She opened her mouth, and only then did Loxie beam and pop the orange into her mouth. Great-Grandma, eat more so you get strong, Loxie said in her soft, milky voice. Grandma's eyes welled up. She knew she didn't have much time left, but she still smiled and stroked Loxie's cheek. You're right, sweetie. Great-Grandma will eat more, okay. Just then, Lovell scooted over with a handful of big cherries Lomiki had bought on their way here. She looked up with a pitiful expression. Great-Grandma, you want to eat mine? I'll eat them all. Grandma pulled both little ones into her arms, fighting back tears. If only she had a few more years to spend with her grandson and her great-granddaughters. On the side, Moxon silently turned and walked away. Lomiki quickly followed. He stood by the hallway window, staring blankly outside. The weather was perfect, clear skies, not a cloud in sight. Brother, don't be sad. Lomiki gently took his hand. You did everything you could back then. I know. If it weren't for you all helping me, Grandma wouldn't have made it this far. Moxon turned his head away, not wanting her to see his tears. This day was bound to come eventually. I can accept it. Lomiki lightly hugged him, resting her head against his arm. Her voice was gentle. You still have me, sis, and your daughters. So don't be sad, okay? Loshia stood quietly nearby, for once not thinking about competing with her sister. The reason for Moxon's pain flickered in her mind, and her eyes briefly darkened with a cold gleam. She turned away, pulled out her phone, and walked to the stairwell, dialing a number. In the CEO's office at Lowe Corporation, the moment Loden saw the caller ID with Loshia's name, he nearly jumped out of his chair. Loden was Loshia's cousin, her uncle's son, and currently the CEO. Sis, what's up? He answered with a tone full of forced humility. You and Lomiki ditched work to accompany my brother-in-law, and I didn't say anything. So don't start acting like you're being mistreated, Loshia said coldly, her voice like she was speaking to a subordinate. Loden cursed under his breath before replying like he was giving a status report. No worries about Wrong Star Group. I'm the majority shareholder. Plus, your brother-in-law's capability speaks for itself. As for the Mo family, there was a warehouse fire. They salvaged some goods, and another warehouse is still intact. There are losses for sure, and people have started filing claims. But it's not enough to cripple them. He paused before continuing. Honestly, you don't need to go this far. If you really wanted to bankrupt them, it'd be easy. Why bother dragging it out? That would be letting them off too easy, Loshia replied with a cold smirk. Did you take care of what I asked? About that, Loshia, I'm to see it, right? So did you do it? Loden was seething, but he couldn't afford to offend either of the sisters. Defeated, he answered, relax. I've already got someone leaking the rumor that someone's trying to buy out the old madam's shares. It's not from our side, so the Mo family won't suspect us. Good. I've already wrapped up those 2 projects from before. I'll have we send them over later. Hearing Loshia casually talk about projects worth over $10 billion like they were nothing still stunned Loden. But then again, it made sense. Loshia had double majors in finance and psychology, while Lomiki had been the star student of her finance class and was also a renowned designer. If they weren't both hopeless romantics, he would have gladly handed over the reins and gone fishing. But no, these 2 were laser-focused on Moxon. So instead of fishing, he got stuck being their glorified assistant. Whenever Moxon was involved, or whenever the sisters wanted something to do with him, all the work landed on Loden's desk. And every time, all he could do was be momentarily angry and then let it go. He couldn't win. Moxon still thought these 2 were sweet, delicate angels. But when the Lowe family faced disaster back then, these sisters pulled through without breaking. How could they possibly be fragile flowers? Oh, by the way, that Roger Dubious watch you got. It was me who pulled strings to get it. Weren't you giving it to me? That was for Moxon. So I paid for it, I pulled the strings, and it went to your baby daddy. Lucia had already hung up. She really treats me like a tool. Loden ground his teeth. I made the reservation, I paid the bill, and you gave it to him to suck up to the father of your kids? He ran it a bit, but deep down he was just resigned. I must have saved some legendary outlaw in a past life to end up with these two blood-sucking sisters. Still, a part of him was curious. Moxon was genuinely favored by the Lowe family elders, especially their grandmother. Everyone in the family knew this whole situation was the result of Lucia and Lomiki's headstrong actions. In a way, Moxon was the victim. Originally, the plan had been for Lomiki to marry Moxon and for Lovell to be registered under her name. But who knows what Lucia pulled behind the scenes. Now the family had basically accepted their strange three-way relationship. Dear cousin-in-law, please live a long, long life. Loden still remembered how many sets of furniture the sisters had destroyed fighting over Moxon. Their sheer madness was terrifying. Lucia and Lomiki were like wild beasts, and only Moxon could tame them. After leaving the rehabilitation center, Missouri, Xian drove back to the estate. When Uncle Zheng saw the whole family of five return, he visibly relaxed. It wasn't just him. Every other servant breathed a sigh of relief too. They had all been worried that the young lady might have run off with M.O. Xian and the kids for good. No sooner had they arrived than M.O. Xian received a call from an unfamiliar number. He frowned and answered, Well, look at you, ungrateful brat. You actually blocked my number. M.O. Changshan's cold voice came through the phone. Tell your grandmother this. I'll give you $600 million for those shares. That's the final offer. Bring the authorization letter tomorrow. M.O. Changshan couldn't wait any longer. Several big companies were already expressing interest in buying the 10% stake. What he didn't know, of course, was that this move had been orchestrated by Luo Tian. Fine, M.O. Xian replied flatly. Without waiting to hear more, he hung up and promptly blocked the number. On the other end, M.O. Changshan was about to continue speaking when he realized he'd been cut off. We tried calling back. It wouldn't go through. That damn brat, he slammed his hand on the table. Fine. You think I'll just hand over the money that easily? I should have never brought you back into the family to begin with. M.O. Xian stared at his phone, eyes burning like fire. It would be a lie to say he hadn't been hurt before. His biological parents had never given him what he deserved. In fact, they even sided with his older brother, going so far as to sabotage his relationship with Su Yanran. To them, profits came first. M.O. Jinping was the son they had raised, the one they were truly close to. As for him, he'd been sent away to live with his grandmother at the age of 2. They barely saw each other once or twice a year, and even when they did, it was only a fleeting visit. But was that his fault? They were the ones who sent him away. Was it wrong that he never grew close to them? He had no concept of what it meant to have biological parents. Not until he was brought back to the family at 15 after an accident. And even then, he knew clearly. They only did it because his academic performance had been too exceptional to ignore. Bringing him back was just part of their plan to groom him into a tool for M.O. Jinping. When he refused a major in finance and insisted on studying computer engineering instead, M.O. Changshan had exploded with rage. But M.O. Xian didn't care. His future was his own. He had no intention of being someone else's stepping stone. Daddy, dinner's ready. Luo Wire and Luo Schwerer came running over, grabbing his hands. The sight of the children calmed the anger in his eyes. Holding their little hands, he walked with them to the dining room. Later that night, after putting the kids to sleep, M.O. Xian returned to his room. He had just finished showering and changing into pajamas when his phone rang again. Another unfamiliar number. Hello, M.O. Xian, came Su Yanran's hoarse voice. There was a trace of drunkenness in her tone. M.O. Xian sighed. I've got to hand it to you. After everything that's happened today, you still have a nerve to call me? He had no idea what happened the night before. If he had, he would have been shocked by her persistence. Can't you leave them? She asked softly, her voice trembling. You love the kids, I can love them too. If they won't let you take them, I can give you another child. Yanran, I told you. It's time for both of us to face reality. M.O. Xian rubbed his temples. It's been over 3 years. You and M.O. Jinping went public, then you left to study abroad. All this time, you never once thought of me. What's the point of all this now? I was scared. I'm sorry. She wept. In the past, her tears would have made his heart ache. But now he felt nothing. During his darkest days, it wasn't her who stood by him. It was Luo Xia, Luo Myuki, and the children. They were the ones who reached out to him when he was most helpless. He didn't know how their story would end, but he was willing to stay by their side. Yanran, don't call me again. I don't want to keep repeating myself. What's in the past should stay in the past, he said calmly. You've seen it. I have children now. No matter what, I will never betray the mother of my kids. You idiot. Su Yanran suddenly laughed. How can you trust them so easily? You know the Luo family's status in the capital. You know how much wealth they have. Do you really think a family like that would tolerate something so ridiculous? In the end, you're the one who will get hurt. You'll be the one abandoned. And Mo Xian, stop being so delusional. Those Luo sisters have always been out of reach. Even the wealthiest young heirs couldn't win them over. You're not in their league. And Mo Xian, we grew up together. Don't forget, when you were 15, I saved your life. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't even be here. Just treat it as repaying that debt. Be with me. Let's go abroad together and never look back. And Mo Xian sighed again. When he had that accident at 15, part of his memory was lost. Later, people told him Su Yanran had saved him. That belief played a big part in their relationship. Aside from truly liking her back then, he also felt indebted. Yanran, I can't abandon my daughters because of that, he said with a bitter smile. And besides, you were the one who betrayed me first. With that, he ended the call. This time, he didn't block the number. If Su Yanran was ever in real trouble, he might still help her, but nothing more. He hesitated for a moment, then deleted the call history instead of saving the number. Suddenly, the door opened. Luo Xia stepped in, wearing a sultry black and gold silk nightgown. The plunging neckline revealed smooth, porcelain skin, and her curves were impossible to ignore. Xia. Mo Xian was momentarily flustered at her appearance, but before he could finish, she threw herself into his arms and hugged him tightly. Xian, I want you, she whispered, her voice soft but her eyes full of desire. Mo Xian froze, his mind struggling to catch up. Then Luo Xia grabbed his collar and kissed him deeply. Mo Xian gave in. He had never seen this side of her before. The desire in her eyes burned like an unquenchable flame. An hour passed, but Luo Xia showed no signs of exhaustion. Xian, she whispered hoarsely, her hands tightly gripping his. Forget the past. Forget everyone else. Everything about you belongs to me. So lose yourself, right here with me. Almost another hour passed before the bed stopped shaking, and the intimate sounds abruptly ceased. The original plan was for a week, but Luo Xia didn't want to wait anymore. Besides, with Su Yanran's appearance, Luo Xia's feigned indifference had only made Mo Xian believe she truly didn't care. She was jealous, loathing Su Yanran, because it was Su Yanran's fault that Mo Xian had lost his memory and to this day still hadn't remembered her or Luo Myuki. Mo Xian gazed at the stunning woman before him, his eyes hazy, and for a moment he was completely dazed. For so long, he had suppressed his emotions. He didn't know how to choose, so he had simply chosen not to, content to just quietly be by their side. But today, those repressed emotions had finally burst forth. He was a man, after all, full of vitality, his stamina astonishing. Carry me to the bath, little Xian, Luo Xia murmured, lightly kissing Mo Xian's lips. Then carry me back later. Mo Xian did as she asked, carrying her to the bathroom. Warm water cascaded from the shower head. Luo Xia wrapped her arms around his neck, kissing him greedily. Little Xian, you, me, and Myuki, let's take the children and leave Kyoto, shall we? Luo Xia gently caressed Mo Xian's firm chest. Let's go somewhere quiet, all right? Xia, I've thought about it. This isn't a solution. Mo Xian couldn't help but speak his mind. I've already made one mistake, and I've been indulging in your tenderness far too much. But this is ultimately wrong. Her response was a passionate kiss. Wrong? Of course it was wrong. Luo Xia knew it better than anyone. But did it matter? Not anymore. To Luo Xia, Mo Xian was unique, and her own sister was irreplaceable. The Luo family had once faced a terrible crisis, and back then, the sisters had only each other to rely on. And then, Mo Xian had appeared like a ray of light, piercing the darkness to reach them. Little Xian, I told you, don't think about these things. Luo Xia's words seemed to possess a magical quality, making Mo Xian unconsciously compliant. He allowed her to push him down to sit before the tub, his head buried in her embrace. You can't leave us, can you? So, an unsettling smile played on Luo Xia's lips. Don't fight it. Don't even think about leaving us. Little Xian, all men dream of being where you are now. Why are you still so hung up on those silly rules and conventions? It was like a demon's whisper, full of temptation, yet laced with a hint of danger. Luo Xia had been psychologically conditioning Mo Xian all along, aiming to dismantle his mental defenses. You're clearly infatuated with us. Our looks, our bodies, and Our love. Luo Xia looked at the dazed Mo Xian, her voice even gentler, kissing his face as she whispered sweetly in his ear. So, just now, when you were free of your mental restraints, when we were like that, weren't you happy? Mo Xian felt his mind go utterly blank, as if even the sound of the water from the showerhead had vanished. In the entire world, only Luo Xia's whispers in his ear remained. Little Xian, you won't refuse me, will you? Luo Xia had slowly, methodically, unleashed Mo Xian's primal instincts, his repressed emotions, his deepest desires. Little Xian, admit it, you want to be with both of us. Luo Xia's smile became even more unsettling. You already can't leave us. With the Luo family's status and wealth, Luo Xia had 1,000 ways to keep Mo Xian by her side. But from the very beginning, she had never intended to force him. Whether it was that one absurd incident, the pregnancy, or the birth of their daughter, everything had been meticulously planned, step by step, by her and Luo Myuki. She knew Mo Xian couldn't transform into the man she envisioned overnight, but what she had now was already deeply satisfying. Mo Xian lifted his head. He was different now. He pulled Luo Xia into a sudden, fierce embrace. For the first time, the emotion in his eyes was no longer suppressed. In those pupils as deep and still as a calm lake, only Luo Xia's reflection could be seen. 30 minutes later, Mo Xian, now in pajamas, carried an exhausted Luo Xia back to her bedroom and gently laid her down. Little Xian, aren't you going to stay with me? Luo Xia's voice was hoarse, yet it held a touch of vulnerability, as if she were coaxing him. Mo Xian gave her a light kiss, scratched his head, and said, I should go back to my room. It wouldn't be good if Weier and Schweder saw this in the morning. All right then. Luo Xia didn't insist. You get some rest too. Mo Xian tucked her in, turned off the light as he left, and gently closed the door. Sigh. Mo Xian sighed as he walked toward his own bedroom. Forcibly kissed during the day, ambushed at night. He had always believed his resolve was firm. Looking at it now, firm I ass. He never considered himself a saint. He had just always been plagued by insecurity. He wasn't oblivious to Luo Xia's and Luo Myuki's feelings for him. He just hadn't dared to hope for them. He didn't know what had come over him. When Luo Xia had uttered those words, I want you, Mo Xian felt the walls he had built around his heart come crashing down. You'll be the one who gets hurt. You'll be the one who gets abandoned. Su Yanran's words suddenly echoed in his mind. This absurd relationship, if problems arose in the future, it would truly end just as she had predicted. Yet, Mo Xian was unwilling to break free. It wasn't just because of the children. Luo Xia and Luo Myuki were like poppies, deadly, yet so addictive he couldn't bear to leave them. Shaking his head, Mo Xian pushed open the door to his bedroom. He had just sat down on the edge of his bed when a soft body pressed tightly against him from behind. Brother, did you have fun with older sister? Luo Myuki's voice was cold, a stark contrast to her warm body. Myuki. Mo Xian jumped in surprise. How did you? Brother, if you could be with older sister, why can't you be with me? Luo Myuki bit his shoulder hard, making Mo Xian wince and frown in pain. Seemingly still not satisfied, she suddenly craned around from behind him and crushed her lips against his. It was less a kiss and more like she was devouring him. Myuki, calm down. Mo Xian wanted to push her away, but for some reason, a subconscious part of him felt he shouldn't. Luo Myuki roughly tugged at Mo Xian's pajamas, pulling him down onto the bed. Brother, she murmured, her voice choked with sobs, as a teardrop fell onto Mo Xian's face. Mo Xian was momentarily stunned. In the dim light, tears glistened in the corners of Luo Myuki's eyes. Brother, why won't you accept me? Luo Myuki said, her voice thick with grievance. If you could be with older sister, why not with me? Brother, I want you so much too. Mo Xian didn't notice that on her tear-streaked face, a barely perceptible smile flickered. I know you're not interested in the play-by-play. More than an hour passed. The censors wouldn't let it through. Thinking about what Luo Xia had done, Luo Myuki seethed with resentment. Her own sister had actually locked her in her room and even stolen her phone. By the time she managed to get a servant to open the door, she discovered her sister had already succeeded. Brother, I still want. No, you don't. Mo Xian's objection was meaningless. Luo Myuki had absolutely no intention of asking for his opinion. What was Mo Xian's greatest torment? Was it last night's debauchery? No, it was waking up past 10 in the morning to find Uncle Zheng thoughtfully presenting him with a large glass of goji berry tea, and, even more thoughtfully, a bowl of Chinese medicine. "What's this, Uncle Zheng?" Mo.She felt something was off just looking at the dark, murky medicinal soup. Uncle Zheng glanced at Mo.She and said meaningfully, "Mister, Mo, you're in good health, but you still need to nourish your body. The eldest miss ordered this. It's a kidney-strengthening tonic specially prepared by a renowned traditional Chinese medicine doctor. In all my life, I've only heard of prenatal supplements. Just say it's for kidney support, will you?" Mo.She furiously wanted to find the two culprits, but Uncle Zheng informed him that before he woke up, the two sisters had taken the children back to the Luo family's old residence. The Luo family matriarch missed her granddaughters. The two kids had initially fussed about wanting to see their dad, but Luo.She and Luo.She had managed to coax them back. Mr. Mo is also expected at the Luo residence for dinner. However, for lunch, the eldest miss has instructed a menu for you consisting of stir-fried kidneys, bullwhip soup, oysters. Mo.She quickly waved his hand, cutting Uncle Zheng off, and said through gritted teeth, "I'm perfectly fine. Forget it. I'll drink this medicine. I won't be back for lunch." Mo.She picked up the medicine bowl and downed it in one gulp. The taste. He nearly threw up last night's dinner. It was incredibly bitter. However, because he hadn't eaten breakfast, Uncle Zheng had thoughtfully prepared lunch for him in advance. Sure enough, the few dishes that were served all looked incredibly nourishing. "You're going back to the Mo family home?" Uncle Zheng looked at Mo.She with some surprise when he heard him say he was making a trip there. Mo.She frankly told him his purpose, then added, "I have a feeling my dear father won't give me the money that easily." Knowing his father, Mo.Changshan, making him spend money on Mo.She would be as painful for him as losing his own father. He might say nice things about acquiring the shares Mo.She held, but he would undoubtedly make some demands or try to haggle. "Should I go back with you?" Uncle Zheng mused. "You had such a nasty fallout with the Mo family. I'm afraid they'll make things difficult for you if you go back." Mo.She shook his head. "It's fine, I know what they're like. I won't bring the share transfer agreement. I doubt I'll get the money today anyway." After eating, Mo.She prepared to drive back to the Mo family home, but Uncle Zheng handed him a new car key, showing him the Ferrari Luo.She had bought for him. Since he'd been with the sisters, Mo.She had started paying some attention to car models and prices. The black Ferrari Luo.She had bought was worth over 5 million. He reluctantly called Luo.She, but she didn't pick up when she saw it was him, only replying on WeChat, "Gidge, if you're asking about the car, I'm not answering, okay?" Winking face. Actually, he wanted to scold her a bit. That crazy girl, in the heat of passion, had bitten his shoulder so hard it almost bled. When he woke up this morning, his left shoulder was a livid bruise. This time, Mo.She didn't refuse. He took the car keys, thought for a moment, and whispered a few words to Uncle Zheng. Uncle Zheng looked at him in surprise, then couldn't help but smile. "All right, mister. Mo, don't worry." Uncle Zheng brought Mo.She a bag, which seemed to contain something. Mo.She opened it, checked, nodded, and then got into the car, leaving the manor. It's true what they say, birds of a feather flock together. Uncle Zheng chuckled wryly. "Mister, Mo seems so normal, but how does he have such a wild streak in him too?" After muttering to himself for a bit, Uncle Zheng took out his phone and called Luo.She. "Eldest miss, mister. Mo has gone back to the Mo family home by himself. He thinks Mo.Changshan won't give him the money easily." He's not wrong. How could someone like Mo.Changshan cough up money so easily? In the Luo family's old residence, Luo.She sat on a mahogany chair, her legs crossed, her expression cool and detached. "I'm just worried they'll make things difficult for little Xian. Have the people at the nursing home keep an eye out. The only person in the Mo family who can threaten little Xian now is probably his grandmother." This eldest miss. Uncle Zheng hesitated. What if the Mo family makes trouble and hires people to physically threaten Mr. Mo? "Don't worry, it's fine." Luo.She smiled confidently. "I know exactly what the Mo family is capable of. Forget their family. Even the Luo family's bodyguards can't find anyone who can beat little Xian. No need to worry about that." After hanging up, Luo.She was about to stand up when she felt her legs go a little weak. Thinking about last night, a faint smile touched her lips. If only her sister hadn't joined in to cause trouble, it would have been even more perfect. Arriving at the Mo family villa once again, Mo.She's only thought was, compared to where he was living now, this place really didn't quite measure up. The manor where the Luo.She sisters lived was in a district where the true upper echelons of capital city society resided. It was vast and luxurious. Luo.She liked white roses, and Luo.She liked red roses. The family had even hired a master horticulturalist to tend to them, and the rose varieties were extremely expensive. Thinking like this, I guess I'm basking in their reflected glory a bit. P1.She mused with a self-deprecating smile as he pressed the doorbell. Soon, the door opened. A middle-aged woman froze for a moment when she saw P1.She, then her eyes welled up with tears. Young master, you're back. It was Annie Wong, the family's housekeeper. She was a kind woman. While the rest of the Mo family treated P1.She and Mo.Jinping differently, Annie Wong had always felt it was excessive. But she was just a servant. There was nothing she could do. When P1.She was in high school, because he was the only one attending that particular high school, his schedule was different. The Mo family not only didn't arrange for a car to pick him up or drop him off, but they didn't even bother about his meals. When he came home late from evening self-study sessions, it was Annie Wong who made him a late-night snack. In his senior year, when Mo.Jinping started pursuing Su Yanran, Mo.Changshan and Qin and I actually cut off Mo.She's allowance, meager as it already was. Annie Wong, worried Mo.She had no money, tried to give him some of her own, but Mo.She refused. He had a card from his grandmother, and while he didn't splash money around like other rich second-generation students, he was comfortable enough. Young master, have the old master and master had a change of heart? Are they willing to let you come home? Annie Wong had always felt that Mo.She was more outstanding than Mo.Jinping. She wasn't highly educated, but having worked in the Mo family for so many years, she wasn't entirely sheltered from the world. One son who had barely scraped into an ordinary first-tier university, and another who was directly admitted to Capital University. Even she, the housekeeper, knew who was more valuable. How could her employers not understand? No, Annie Wong. When I left, I never planned to have anything to do with them again. I'm just running an errand for Grandma this time. Mo.She smiled. Are they all here? The second miss isn't here. It seems she's been busy at Madam's company lately. The third miss isn't home, either. Hearing Mo.She's words, Annie Wong sighed. She knew that after things had gotten so ugly, even if the Mo family was willing, Mo.She probably wouldn't be. She turned and led Mo.She into the villa. In the living room, everyone from the Mo family, except for the second and third daughters, was indeed there. Old Master Mo sat on the sofa, his face darkening when he saw Mo.She. Mo.Changshan also looked displeased, snorting coldly before looking away. Qin and I was expressionless, but sized Mo.She up and down. Beside them, Mo.Jinping looked at Mo.She with eyes that seemed laced with venom. Sitting next to him was the Mo family's eldest daughter, Mo.Qingqing. All three Mo daughters had inherited Qin's good looks, and Mo.Qingqing was not only beautiful, but also carried herself with a good temperament. Seeing Mo.She, Mo.Qingqing showed no change in emotion. But Mo.She knew her well. Compared to his other two sisters, Mo.Qingqing was far more malicious. Yo, everyone's here? Mo.She waved at them with an incredibly punchable expression. Chairman Mo, I've come to collect the money. You rebellious whelp. Mo.Changshan slammed his hand on the table. What money? Hand over the share transfer agreement immediately and get out of this house. I need to go back on your word. Your promises are worthless. Mo.She wasn't surprised at all by his dear father's attitude. And what if I don't? Are you going to call another 8 bodyguards to have me send them to the hospital again? Hearing this, Mo.Changshan's face turned green. He truly wanted to find people to teach Mo.She a harsh lesson. But his youngest son was like he was on cheat codes. Back then, 8 bodyguards couldn't stop him. He'd sent them to the hospital barehanded. The worst off among them still walked with a limp. Enough, Changshan, old Master Mo said coldly. Mo.She, let me ask you one thing. Is your grandmother dead set on opposing me to the very end? Why even ask? Mo.She shrugged. Back then, you forced Grandma away. Isn't it a bit much for you to blame her now? Old Master Mo stared at Mo.She, as if hoping to see a flicker of guilt, but Mo.She was unfazed. Old Master, you know perfectly well why Grandma insisted on leaving back then, and so do they. Mo.She gestured towards Mo.Changshan and Qin and I, getting on in years and showing no dignity, knocking up a girl outside, and, as it turns out, the child wasn't even yours. Chairman Mo, what a pity. You were this close to having a younger brother. Insolent, Old Master Mo grabbed a cup from the coffee table and threw it at Mo.She. Mo.She dodged, and the cup hit the floor without even touching him. I told you back then I was drunk. How much longer is your grandmother going to harp on about this damn thing? Old Master Mo's finger trembled as he pointed at Mo.She and roared. Besides, Is this something a junior like you can just bring up so casually? You're the one who's shameless. Why blame me for saying it? Emotion's eyes turned cold. Old master, you know perfectly well it wasn't just about this little thing. There's no point in me spelling it out, is there? Emotion. Chin and I stood up, interrupting him, her tone displeased. Grandpa is right. Whatever happened between him and Grandma is their business to discuss. It's not your place to speak of it. Aren't you going to apologize to Grandpa? Sorry, but I don't feel like apologizing. Shin clutched the bag in his hand tightly. If you don't give me the money, I'll sell the shares. I knew your family was shameless, but I didn't expect. You truly don't disappoint, do you? You're Mo too. Mo Changshan said through gritted teeth. Do you think a piece of paper severing ties can completely cut you off from us? We're not negotiating with you. As long as you hand over the shares, the family is still willing to take you back. I heard from Jinping that you were involved in Rongxing's new product. If you return the shares, I can arrange to introduce you to a company in your field. He paused, then added meaningfully, no matter what, your family is your blood. That's always better than some outsider's fleeting fancy, isn't it? Mo Xian understood his implication. The Mo family probably thought he was being kept by a rich woman. From a practical standpoint, though, they weren't wrong. It just wasn't one rich woman, but two, and they'd even had his children. Blood ties. Sometimes they're so fragile. Mo Xian shook his head and sighed. Let's not play the sentiment card, shall we? Weren't you the one who told me to show the authorization letter and get lost the moment I walked in? I'll say it again. Either you pay up or I sell to someone else. Everything else is off the table. Mo Xian knew this family's character all too well. They had never once kept a promise to him. Besides, in his heart now, his family was his grandmother, Luo Xia, and Luo Muki, and his two precious daughters. This birth family only disgusted him. Little brother, why must you make things so ugly? Mo Qingqing, who hadn't spoken yet, suddenly chimed in. The one who usually wore a cold expression towards Mo Xian was actually smiling, though there wasn't a hint of warmth in her eyes. The family can't come up with that much money right now. Let's each take a step back. You give up the shares, father will pay 300 million, and we'll call it even. Mo Qingqing slowly leaned back against the sofa. I have a large apartment in my name, downtown Jingdu. I can transfer it to you as compensation. Mo Xian sneered inwardly. Would this beautiful viper, Mo Qingqing, really be so kind? Compared to Mo Jinping, Mo Qingqing was not only more capable, but also far more calculating. Luo Xia and Luo Muki had previously investigated the entire Mo family, and it was then Mo Xian learned of Mo Qingqing's immense ambition. She wanted the entire Mo Corporation, and even Qing Group Jewelry. She was currently the CEO of Mo Corporation, but Mo Changshan would sooner or later find a way to give that position to Mo Jinping. Mo Qingqing let her parents and Mo Jinping believe she was ready to step down at any time, while secretly plotting, transferring assets, and cultivating her own loyalists. She tacitly allowed Mo Jinping to suppress Mo Xian because, compared to Mo Xian, who was the most outstanding among the Mo children in terms of achievements, Mo Jinping was much easier to control. Looking back, all these years of Mo Qingqing's coddling and indulgence of Mo Jinping were likely just a way to ruin him by spoiling him rotten. Mo Jinping had some ability, but he was arrogant and domineering. This was also why Mo Changshan hesitated to make Mo Qingqing step down. If not for the Luo family's in-depth investigation, Mo Xian would never have known his older sister was so incredibly scheming. I didn't bring the authorization letter, and Grandma never intended to ask for that much. Mo Xian gave Mo Qingqing a deep look. Since Big Sister has said so, I'm willing to take a step back. Dad, shall we settle it like this then? Mo Qingqing turned to Mo Changshan. If this really escalates to the shares flowing out, it won't be good for the company. How about this? Mo Xian, I'll buy you a car, and personally add another 10 million. Would that be acceptable? Hearing this, Mo Xian showed no reaction, but Mo Jinping's face had started to twitch. Mo Qingqing's large apartment downtown was in an excellent location. He had asked for it twice, but Mo Qingqing had always demurred. Now, not only was she giving it to Mo Xian, but she was also using her own money and buying him a car. On what grounds? Everything belonging to the Mo family should be his. Mo Xian shouldn't get a single cent. But thinking about being threatened in his own company's underground garage and how the surveillance footage was subsequently destroyed, Mo Jinping could only glare venomously at Mo Xian, not daring to say a word. He wasn't that stupid. It was obvious the rich woman backing Mo Xian had made a move. To be able to do something like this, his Mo family truly couldn't afford to offend her. Moreover, she held something over him that he didn't want exposed. He didn't dare speak, fearing Mo.She might also have something on him. He had been on edge ever since Mo.She returned today. Once you're willing to cough up the 300 million, then we can talk about other things. Mo.She's grip on his bag slowly loosened a bit. It seemed he wouldn't need its contents today. With that said, he didn't want to get entangled with the Mo family any longer and turned to leave. Your grandmother always prided herself on being an intellectual. Isn't she also using money to threaten me now? Old Master Mo sneered. What's with the pretense of being noble? If I had known it would come to this, I never should have given her those shares in the first place. Mo.She stopped in his tracks, turned back to look at Old Master Mo, and said coldly, Grandma said you've never understood her your entire life, and it seems she was right. Old Master, the thing I'm most grateful for is that you sent me to be raised by Grandma. Otherwise, he glanced at Mo.She, his face filled with disdain. I wouldn't want to end up like him, a complete idiot. Mo.She was thoroughly enraged by this. He shot up and roared. Who are you calling an idiot? Whoever answers, that's who I'm scolding. Mo.She couldn't be bothered with more nonsense and strode away. Mo.She stood up and said to her grandfather and parents, I'll see him out and try to talk some sense into him. Why bother with him? Mo.Changshan glared fiercely at his eldest daughter. And why did you agree to his terms? And even offer to chip in your own money? I had no choice, Dad. The company will belong to Jinping in the future. As his older sister, I've doted on him for so many years. It's only right for me to make these sacrifices to pave the way for him. After saying this, Mo.Ching went to catch up with Mo.She. Hearing her words, Jinping couldn't help but feel smug. His big sister really did care about him. Therefore, he didn't see the flash of disgust and indifference in Mo.Ching's eyes as she turned away.